everybody, and welcome back to the GDQ Hotfix. This is How to Train a Speedrunner, and I've got some big news. This is our final show in this time slot. The next time this show airs, it'll be in the Tuesday night 10 p.m. slot, so it'll be Tuesday the 18th at 10 p.m. instead of the following day at 7. Also, we have just our regular announcements. Frame Fatales is Gamesman Quick's all-women speedrunning community. The upcoming event, Flame Fatales, will run from August 13th to 20th. The schedule will be released tomorrow, July 6th. You can go to gamesmanquick.com/framefatales for more information. As well, if you missed out on any of our SGDQ 2023 VODs or our Juneteenth celebration VODs, you can check them out on all of the VODs out on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/gamesdonequick. With all that said, we've got Mega Man Legends today. I will hand it over to the runner and let him introduce himself.
Hey everybody, I am Blue Metal, and I'm going to be teaching you how to run Mega Man Legends. Now, normally we would be running on the Japanese version, but I'm going to stick with the English version today, specifically the PS1 version as well, because I figure this is the version most people have, and maybe learning Japanese might be a little bit tough at first, so I'm going to try to gear this whole thing towards beginners, newer runners, and such. So, yeah, so first I want to go over some options real quick. I have my free look at normal, meaning up goes up, down goes down. Some people like reverse. And then things like lock-on, I'll explain that as the run gets started. And turning, same with that. I usually prefer L1, R1, but yeah, I'll get to that as soon as we hop into the run, which I'm going to do now in... Wait. Actually, I take that back. I'm going to go over some key mechanics. So I'm going to start the game anyway. I guess you can start the timer. Why not? So I'll start showing off some key mechanics here that maybe some casual players overlook or something, or maybe don't really know are very useful. So the main things we'll be focusing on throughout the whole run is diagonal running like this. This is your fastest form of movement. Let me get through these throw a text box. So yeah, you want to go diagonally at just about all times, because you want to be cutting your corners like this and keeping in mind where your next turns are going to be. So diagonal movement is your main movement. And for combat, our main form of combat is going to be with the Buster, but we're going to be doing something called stutter shooting, where you shoot like this. That shoots a lot faster than just holding square, right? So the interesting thing here is that your camera buttons really affect this, like with how fast you shoot, right? So if you just hold square and mash up, you can kind of go faster, but not that much faster. But if you use your camera buttons, so if I'm on the default control scheme, which is turning with L1 and R1, you can hold them together and shoot faster like this. Now, if you're on the other control scheme where you turn using the D-pad and strafe using L1, R1, you kind of just shoot it fast by, I'm not used to this control scheme. You shoot faster by mashing diagonal. Now, I'm not good at this control scheme, but you can do it like this. But I prefer this control scheme, so when I'm on this scheme, hold L1 and R1 together to shoot faster. Now, some other things like quick turning, you just press a direction and circle to turn faster, because I've seen a lot of players where they want to, like, say they want to turn this corner, they'll stand still and then turn. Now, you don't have to do that. Like, some turns you can just quick turn the other way, you know what I mean? So stuff like that. And then something else in the options I was going to address was lock-on. So when you hold R2, you stand still and you're focusing on the enemy, and you can shoot them down like this. Now, lock-on isn't always useful. Sometimes you want to be aiming at something up in the air, or you want to kind of track where something's moving. But holding lock-on to go into first person to do that isn't exactly doable. But you can leave lock-on enabled and just hold L2 and R2 together, and this will let you disable lock-on for as long as you're holding L2. So I'm holding R2, hold L2, and I can move it around. So there's times where lock-on is useful, and there's times where you don't want to use it at all. But if you don't want to use it at all, period, you can just turn it off and not worry. You don't have to worry about holding two buttons. You can just hold R2 and it works just fine as if you were holding L2 as well. But I prefer to have it on. You don't have to have it on. It's optional. Because even the best runners in this game, some of them still have it turned off. So I prefer to have it on though. But those are the main mechanics we're going to be going over. Diagonal running, stutter shooting, quick turning, and being able to aim and lock on while being able to leave it enabled. So those are going to be the main things. And if you want to reset the game, by the way, like if your run dies or something or you have to quit, you press select and you can reset the game from here. You don't have to restart your console. So at the very start, you saw that I like jumped through a text box and there was like a tutorial there about combat and stuff. So
Here we go.
the main thing you're going to be doing in several areas is you're going to be jumping through a text box because normally it'll freeze you in place. But you can jump through it while holding your cancel button, and on English that's triangle. So I can jump through it, and that's some free movement instead of being forced to stand still. Cancel. So normally it would stop you like right here, but since I ran forward for like a step and then jumped, I ended up like right here or something. So that's just free movement. So in places like this, you just want to look for where the text boxes are. There's another one right here. So what I like to do is about on, I think this line, no, this line right here, this line on the floor going up the wall, I like to look for that line and just jump towards the door. More free movement. And you open this door, and then you can jump through here because there's a text box like right here. But you got to be careful because the doors don't let you through until they're fully open. Because what you might do sometimes is you jump and bonk your head and you go like nowhere. So you can time your jump when the door fully opens. There you go. There's your free movement. Ignore these guys. Go through here. And then we're going to jump up this ledge. And there's another tutorial text box like around here in the middle-ish. So just kind of roughly feel for the middle of the area and then just jump through it. We were lucky. Okay, so that's something I just remembered. So triangle is your text skip button in English, which is also your weapon button. And here at the beginning of the game, it's kick. Something you'll see a lot of newer runners do is they're holding triangle to skip text boxes. And all the time, immediately after the text box is over, you see them kick. And it's like, oh, well, there goes like a second. So to deal with that, you hold triangle and square together, and it'll prioritize the buster coming out of the text box. So, for example, we're going to go around these couple of turns. There's a text box right here from this corner going across here. So, as you jump through it, hold square and triangle. Like right when you hit cancel here, do square and triangle. And it prioritizes the buster. So that way you're not kicking, you're not wasting as much time. So, yeah. So we're going to jump up here. Take this thing down. Take this thing down. We're going to get this first chest. This guy has the power razor, our first buster part. Then we're going to head on out of here. And I like to do the menu during this jump here because we're going to need the buster part right now. Let's go down to buster parts, put that on, go ahead and back out. And then right here at this left turn, there's another text box around halfway through. So you're just going to do another jump right when you pass the corner. I probably could have jumped a little bit later, but it's fine. So again, hold square and triangle, and that way you can move. So in here is the first boss. And the strategy we're going to be doing is stutter shooting and backing up after every volley. So by volley, I mean like however many shots your energy stat will allow. And at the beginning of the game, it's just 3. So 1, 2, 3, and your cooldown will start. Even when you're stutter shooting, you have to wait for the cooldown. So what you do is you stutter shoot a volley, and then between cooldowns, you step back. Because the boss is going to be really aggro. He's going to be running up to you and trying to smash you with his big old hammer. So you want to just keep stutter shooting, stepping back, stutter shoot, step back. And that's pretty much going to be the strat for this boss fight. So let's do it. Sometimes you can do 2 in a row without having to step back. But it's going to look something like that. Just stutter shoot, step back, stutter shoot, step back. And he's pretty simple. But again, keep in mind, if you're on the control scheme that I'm on, make sure you hold both camera buttons to shoot faster. It's that good. All right, so skip the cutscenes. We're going to go to the right here. Remember your diagonal running. So there's a cutscene trigger It goes from, see that corner of the mountain right there, right in front of me? It kind of stretches along here diagonally across this path. So once you touch it, start to skip. Come over here. Talk to Gramps, skip. And now we're just gonna head on towards the main city. So this is a good place to practice your movement, your diagonal lines. Now right here, you can do some fancy movement where you just kind of weave in between the trees, but that's probably tough for a new player, so you can just go on around. It's not a big deal. It's hardly that much slower. And here we go to the Apple Market. You may have heard this song before. It's pretty popular. So we're going here to the junk shop. Hold circle. So that way you just buffer talking to her instantly. And we're going to say yes. And I guess I should also mention for text boxes, you can hold your cancel button being triangle. You don't have to like mash it or anything, you just hold it. We're going to go back where we came from through the south door. And what we're going to do is save her husband because he was right here blocking the door before, but now he went inside and he got stuck. So we're going to go help him. So we're going to go to the right. And then just, I guess I should also mention for good movement, you kind of want to stay parallel to the wall. Like if you're against the wall with a slightly angled camera towards the wall, you're kind of dropping movement frames. So really you just want to just stay parallel to the wall and your movement's good enough. So I was fiddling around too much. All right, so get this hole. Wow, they're literally on top of me, aren't they? So get this hole of money, 2,600 zenny. Follow this path down here. And there's this snake. If he's somewhere around this corner, just go ahead and fire a shot at him as you're going through. But we want to get to this room and you want to blow up all these noodle snake reaper bots here. All of them. It looks like all of them. And if one of those green guys happens to come in here, you need to take him out too. Because this guy, it will not allow you to save him unless everything in this room is dead. If it happens to go like past that point-ish. So anything that's in this room needs to go down. But anyway, talk to him, skip. And we just gotta head back up. Just gotta be careful though, because there's these green guys all over the place sometimes. Like he's still up there, but sometimes two of them fall down and oh, okay, they're following me. All right, I'm out. I'm out. All right. So head back to the Apple Market. And we're going to return to the junk shop. And if you want really easy inputs to talk to the junk lady again, what you do is you hold circle, R1, and diagonal upright. Kind of like this. But don't talk to him. Because otherwise, when you're in there, you'll have to like step to the side or turn a little bit. But you can just hold like 4 buttons and it does it easy peasy, very consistently. Just like that. Get the mine parts kit. That's for our first special weapon. The splash mines. A lot of people underestimate how good the splash mines are, but in a speedrun setting, they're very good. For memes, I'm going to pick hippopotamus. Why not? So on Japanese, funny enough, you can press your cancel button and it'll pick it for you. But on English, you can't just press cancel and pick hippopotamus. You have to menu down to it. So it is slower to pick hippopotamus in English. Feels bad, but we're doing it for the meme.
Those are the best kind of speedruns. The ones where you just get them.
Yeah, exactly. So we head back out. We talk to Roll, Skip, and we just skip some text boxes. She's telling us about the special weapon she just made for us out of the mine parts kit. Cancel. Leave. And skip this cutscene. And we're going to head back into the Apple Market. And there is a little optional route thing you can do depending on preference. And a mandatory quote-unquote stealth section. So what I like to do is I prefer to deal with the stealth part normally. Like, deal with this part first, and then on your next trip through here, then I do shopping. But some runners prefer to do the shopping first, and then when they come out of it, then they deal with the stealth section. So what you do here is you have to just walk up to them. If you run up to them, you just get this. It's like a mandatory tutorial. Hey, you have to walk up to us. You can't just run at us. What are you doing, bro? So what you do is you want to walk up to them. And we have a good visual cue for this, because see this discoloration in the wall? That's exactly where the trigger is to talk to them. Same over there with the yellow. So you just walk and then you skip right away. Now, if you were coming out of the shop first, you would kind of like do this and then you would skip it that way. So it's kind of down to preference. I prefer to do the stealth part first. So we got a cutscene here with Tron. Skip. When I go between the houses here and take this first left turn, go around here. This is the optimal movement. And there's car RNG in this room. Sometimes that police car stops right here and then turns into you. Sometimes the red car kind of turns into you or just goes straight. So that path that I took is kind of the best way to see what's going on. It's like if you, instead of cornering it sharp like this, you can see what the red car is doing, but you can't see what the police car is doing. So what I do is I go around it turning like this. Because you can, as you're turning, you can see the red car, and then you get a good look at the police car right over here and see what he's doing, so you don't get hit. So go north. Run by Tron. Hello, Tron. Then we're gonna go up to the city hall, and you can talk to either one of the police officers, but since I went to the left path, I want to talk to the left one. Talk. Skip. Skip this cutscene. Go ahead and leave. There's gonna be another cutscene here of Tron getting chased by the dog. The dog knows who's sus. Tron's pretty sus, in my opinion. So there's gonna be a minor difference between English and Japanese. If you've seen runs of this, you already know what's coming up, but if you're not familiar, well, here's what happens. So in Japanese, well, no, in English first, you have to talk to Tron first and then talk to the dog to get through this section here. But in Japanese, you can just kick it and it's over. Boom, done. This game has animal abuse in it for speed purposes. But since we're here on English, you have to talk to Tron first. Then we talk to the dog, and you have to sit through a portion of the cutscene before I let you skip it. And I'll let you know when that is before you can start mashing start.
Hey, hold on. Down, boy. Down.
Down. All right, go ahead and mash start right here. And there you go. Now you don't have to watch the rest of it. So now, the fastest way to get back to where roll is, it's going through the sewer behind me. And some easy movement is to move diagonal down right and just jump 2 times. And that sets up your movement angle right to this sewer. Not everyone knows you can go through this, but you can go through this. And we run through the sewer here. Go through this hole. And now we're in the area where we saved the junk man. We're up on this ledge where these 2 guys were. Let's go and drop down to the right. Skip this cutscene. And we'll talk to roll. Skip. All right, so here's where I prefer to do the junk shop visit. I prefer to do it here. So when you're in the junk shop, because I know I mentioned it before based on preference, what you're supposed to get is parts. You want to get the Power Razor Alpha, 520 Zenny. Now, this is optional, but for a newer runner, I recommend getting the energy canteen. This is like a E-tank or something in like a sub-tank in Mega Man X. Pretty much fulfills the same function. It's a special item, heals 3 life. But you really want to save it until your HP is empty and glowing red, because that is when this thing comes in clutch. So it's optional. It does cost some money, but with the route I'm going through here, you have plenty of money, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. So before you go through this door, like at any point throughout the run after you buy the part, you just want to do your menu sometime before this door. So I'm going to go to the Buster Parts, second slot, Power Razor Alpha. And here we're going to start like one heck of a boss rush. So for the sake of not messing things up and being able to repeat tutorial things, I want to make it save right here. But we're going to be fighting the Bloom Bears, followed by Tron herself in her four-legged mech. So this part can be a little bit tricky. So what's going to happen is there's going to be 3 guys, one in the middle, one on the left, one on the right. It's going to be a yellow one, red one, and blue one. So what's going to happen is you have to get a key from one of them. And what happens is they're not going to do anything. They're going to sit there. They don't even have any HP bars. But when you deal enough damage to them, like with stutter shooting or something, their HP bars are going to appear, and then they're going to start moving around and doing stuff. And what will always happen at the start is that the red one on the left will throw a key to the blue one on the right. So the plan is we're going to run to the side and do a circle strafe while shooting. And we're going to shoot the blue one a few times with 3 volleys, 2 of them holding square and 1 stutter shoot. Throw a few mines, and that'll destroy it, and then we grab the key afterward. You can optionally stand inside the blue one's body as it blows up to insta-grab all the money. So I'll show you what that looks like. Skip, hold triangle. So here's our 3 guys. The blue one is on the right. He's our main target. So I'm gonna shoot 3 volleys. 1, 2. I'm gonna start at his 3rd one. And throw 3 mines. Just fire a shot, stand inside of him. All the money. And then you want to pick up this key right here. Now sometimes if you do it that way, you might land on the key and insta-grab it. But this key's hitbox is really weird. Like sometimes you might just run through it as it's floating up. Like this. So you gotta be real careful about it. Like just stand inside of it. Now this boss, with the 4 legs, see how that leg on the left has like some gray parts on it? That's our main target. That leg is weaker and it'll cause hit stuns. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up left for about a step or 2 and then go forward and then quick turn backwards. Then I'll be laying mines on it. Like this. And as the leg gets closer to you, just back up. Back up. And there you go. So the boss really isn't that hard, but it can be very tricky. Because like, for example, if you hold square coming out of the cutscene to land any buster shots while you're moving, the thing is, if you hold square before you start moving, Mega Man stands still for a few frames. And that'll make Tron want to just do this invincible driving thing where she drives from here all the way down here. And then you have to deal with her down here. And then the fight will not finish unless she drives back here to the middle. So it's a whole lot of headache when all you have to do is just do not hold square. You have to wait until you start moving first before you start trying to add any additional buster shots. So just don't hold square. So instead, just move diagonally, move straight a few steps, quick turn behind the leg, and just throw your mines. And if you do not get the stun lock, then you just keep stepping backwards, throw some more mines. The leg gets closer to you, step backwards. It's not that tough, but I can see how it gets tricky for new runners. So I'll go through that whole segment one more time, and then we'll move on.
Good luck.
Good luck. Thanks, Roll. I love these little Serbots in the menus. All right.
They're really...
I love Serbots. So again, we're going to circle strafe around the blue one, shoot 2 volleys, stutter shoot the 3rd one, get the money from the blue guy's body. 1, 2, stutter shoot, 3 mines, get the money, and get the key. So move diagonally up left for a couple of steps, move straight for a few steps to get behind the leg, quick turn backwards, throw your mines. Now, if you get hit, something like that, you know, just go ahead and back up. Let's get a little close, back up again. There you go. It can be tricky, but just gotta make sure you back up. Don't be too greedy, because you'll get hit and knocked over and all that kind of stuff. So I'll make another save. The next section coming up is the City Hall section. This place is infamous for killing many speedruns at the top level, because it is one of the RNG heavy sections of the run. Pretty much what's going to be happening is we're going to take care of 3 flying robots and then all the ground guys. Because the ground guys, they're targeting buildings, they're trying to destroy them. And the flying guys, they bring back more ground guys. So you have to take out the flying ones first. And we need to really protect the police station and the bank, because those are important for a side quest later. Because yes, we do a side quest. We do a side quest in any percent run, believe it or not. So this first yellow guy right here, we want to be running towards the. We want to be going towards the right. And since he's in our path, we can land some free damage. If he chooses to move straight immediately, he can land like 1 or 2 mines. So let's see what happens. Land some shots on him, land a couple mines. So right above me, there was the purple pinkish guy. So you want to aim straight up and fire about 2 volleys. And then move over here, like move straight. About here, shoot another couple of volleys straight up. And you want to go over here towards this object here. And you want to land some shots on him. And then you want to quick turn to the left. And now they're going to just orbit you. And you want to lead your shots. Like lead. Because if you're trying to aim right on them, your shots are not going to hit. But if you lead like far ahead of time, your shots will start hitting no problem. So I know I made that look kind of easy, but it could be very tricky if you're, kind of inexperienced. So just lead your shots. Very, very important. And if you're still missing, you're just not leading enough. So he's attacking the police station. We don't want that. Land a few shots. Oh, and about 3 mines. Oh, what the heck? Come on, man. All right. Some buster shots and 3 mines. So this is the RNG point. Their behavior is random. Like, why is he over there? Why is that guy over there? He's usually somewhere around the fountain. But this is something that can happen in speedruns, and we lose a lot of time. He just feels like hanging out in the corner for no reason. So, yeah, chase him down. So since this is the one by the fountain that we pre-damaged, you can just hit him with like a few buster shots. And then he's good. Now, this orange one will always target City Hall first, and he's weaker. So some buster shots and 1 mine is good enough. And this guy. All right, so he did not blow up the bank. That's very good. If you're unlucky, he can destroy the bank. And what will happen is, after we defeat the 2 bosses from now, we're going to be repairing this because we need this for the side quest. But since it's fine right now, I can just go ahead and take care of him. But I also have a save file prepared in case you do run into a destroyed bank, so I can show you what to do there. But until then, let's take this guy out. 3 mines. Since he's last enemy, go ahead and collect his money. Now we're going to be fighting Bonbon. Very infamous boss. So what I'm going to do, once the fight starts, is I'm going to run to the left, and then run diagonal left. I'm going to jump to a ledge. Okay, fired missiles. That's kind of scary. Jump up the ledge. So stay near the edge. And then see that ledge over there? That's how far you should move. Like that's your limit. So now you can just lock him here with mines. Yep, you can hit an aerial boss with mines. It's pretty dang nice. But now that the fight's over, I can go into a little bit more detail about it. Because, yeah, he's just kind of coming at you quick. So, on Japanese, you would already be facing the door, but on English, you gotta quick turn backwards. Skip. So, the fight with Bonbon, it's kind of interesting. There's a few strats you can use, but the one I think is easiest for most people to learn is that ledge strategy that I just used. So what's going to happen is, you're right here. He's going to do one of 2 things as he comes towards you. He's going to either float towards you, and then when he's close enough, he'll do a clap attack, or he'll immediately open with missiles. So the movement that I did is especially geared towards dodging missiles. So what you want to do is turn left while strafing left. And then once you're turned enough, just, go diagonally, jump up the ledge. And you want to stay near the edge as best as you can, because if you're too far over here, he'll kind of just float over the ledge and just come straight at you. And we do not want that. So while you're doing your movement, just stay close to the edge. And you want a quick turn, and this here is your limit. If you go beyond the limit, Bonbon will turn back around and start attacking City Hall. We don't want that. So you want to just bait him over here, and then wait till he comes to you. Do not shoot him. I repeat, do not shoot him while you are waiting. Because when you shoot him, it provokes him to doing an attack, right? And he could do missiles if he's not close enough. And if he fires missiles, your setup is ruined, and the fight is gonna go down the toilet. So do not shoot him. Wait for him to come to you. Then once he's done his first clap attack, then you start throwing mines, and then you should be good. So do not shoot him. Run to this ledge. Stay close. This part right here is your limit. Once you get those parts down, the fight's easy. All right, so let's go ahead and proceed on to the next section with another boss coming up. So we got a cutscene here. Go ahead and skip this. Let's keep up the diagonal movement. Let's go this way. You can ignore this tank as long as your movement is a little bit sharp, so just turn around here. No problem. And we're gonna go through this cave coming up. And go over here, over the bridge, cut the corner. And then we do need to talk to Data this time, because Data recharges your health and your special weapon ammo, and we need to use more mines. So go ahead and talk to him, and I will make a save just in case. The next is going to be Marlwolf, Teaselbon's big old digging mech. And its weak spot is the hatch on the top, the door. And the way the fight's going to play out is he's going to try to hit us with green orbs as soon as the fight starts. And we're going to roll to dodge them. So I probably didn't mention rolling, huh? So rolling looks like this. You're invincible during this roll, and you press a camera turn button. So in this case, it's L1 or R1. One of those two buttons and jump together and do a roll. So at the start, he's going to fire these big old green orbs, which are borderline undodgeable unless you roll outside of a couple movement strats. So I'm going to dodge those at the start. Then we're going to climb some ledges to try to get on his back. And for the very beginning here, we're going to manipulate where he goes, because he will move either left or right depending on where you are. He's going to move the opposite way. So we want to manipulate him to run to drive to the left. So to do that, I'm just going to hold down right until I get to a corner. Then I'm just going to roll before the orbs hit me. Roll to the left. So go down right. And then roll left. And then we're going to just run to the left ASAP and just climb some ledges. Okay, so I'm going to blow up this tank and collect its money. One thing I'm going to note is in between his attacks, he's going to be moving around and you hear those clamping noises, right? You want to listen for the 5th clamp noise when you go to jump on his back, because by the time you get to the 5th one, you start throwing your mines and you should have good enough damage. But also the thing to explain about his attacks. So he has 2 attacks besides the orbs, right? 2 things come out of his hatch, and it's a 50-50, it's coin flip. So what I just got was a Surbot carrying out a bomb and throwing it. It's kind of slow. So if you get that for the first cycle while you're going up the ledges, that loses you about a couple of seconds. But that's the attack you want when you're on his back, because it leaves his door open long enough for you to take him down in one cycle. So I'm going to climb up the ledge, blow up this tank. All right, so he's going to do an orb, roll, and then we wait for 5 clamps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Start mining. All right, that was a good RNG. Perfect. So now we just climb up this ledge because we have plenty of time. Blow up this tank for some more money. And now we just gotta wait. We did recently discover a skip for his text box here, where you can jump up to that door without the jump springs, believe it or not. But that's a very advanced thing. I'm not gonna go over here, but it is really cool, trust me. So if you're on his back and you were throwing mines and he gives you the second attack where like some flying bombs come out of there, the door does not stay open long enough for you to take him down. So you have to stay on his back for another cycle. So just gotta be aware of that. It's a 50-50, and that's just how it is. Some of these bosses have a lot of RNG. So anyway, once the boss fight's over, you go down left for a few steps, jump to the right, climb up the steps. And then we're done with this boss gauntlet for a while. Now we're doing some movement and dungeon crawling and stuff like that. So I can chill because bosses have a lot to explain. All right, so skip. So here's something interesting, or rather something important. So if you had the bank blow up, I'll show it on the other save that I made. So if you had the bank blow up, because that's the part that's most likely to blow up since we go towards the police station first, you want to fix the bank because we need that really bad for a side quest. So I'll load my pre-made save for the bank. In this save, the bank was destroyed, so I can do this explanation. And what you're going to do is talk to the mayor, and she will let you repair it. So let's see, let's talk to the mayor. It does cost money, though. So right after you beat Marwolf, you'll be right here in the room already with the mayor, so talk to her. Again, this is if you lose the bank. If you didn't lose the bank, don't worry about this. So first option, and then you choose the one that we want to repair. In this case, it's the bank. If you're really struggling at first and you lose the police station as well, it'll also be on this list. So we want to repair both the bank and the police station. So go to the maximum digit, press down, 2,000 zenny. So we just had to donate 2,000. And going through the repair process will cost you about a minute. But if you have to do a no reset for whatever reason, like if you're doing a marathon run, a race, or just your first run, this is what you got to do. So the bank is destroyed. Clearly, it's not in good shape. So when you repair it, the repair process is based on screen transitions. So you want to go in and out of this north door a bunch of times. So there's in, here's out, and do that about 2 more times. Then you'll get a cutscene showing you that's fixed. So here's the second one, and I think one more time. One advantage of the 64 version, faster loads. But play PlayStation version, it's better. All right, so it should be fixed now. Gonna get some text boxes, and then once the screen changes to the worker, then you can skip it. There we go, bank is back to normal. And then if you had the bank fixed already, or one way or the other, you're gonna enter the support car. And then talk to Roll. And she's gonna give you a tutorial about the walkie-talkie. That's gonna be our fast travel method. Gonna be using the support car. A lot of functions, but we couldn't use them all earlier in the run because, like, if you were to go back into the car before it was fixed, you would just see tutorials about these options, but you couldn't do anything with those. It's only just now where you can actually do anything. So what you want to do, we don't have anything to develop. We don't have any other weapons, so we're just going to go to support car. So up 2 times. First option, card enforced. Then we'll be right back to where the flutter was when it crashed. See, this place looks familiar. So we're going to be going this way. Let's go through this path. Then we're coming up to this cave here. And this lady by the cave, she is a mandatory story trigger. So talk to her, skip. And I mentioned that because there's an auto-scroller through this cave. But you can also skip that with a kind of tricky out-of-bounds trick you can do in there. But doing that affects the route. So for the purposes of getting through a tutorial quickly to get you through your first run, I'll go over the out-of-bounds after the dungeon. So for now, we're going to go through this auto-scroller. So skip the cutscene, blow up this first tank ASAP. With a few shots and a splash mine. So now we're just waiting for Roll's car to go all the way to the end. And she will stop in front of every tank, so blow up all the tanks first. And don't get shot like I almost just did. Let's take out this guy. Get out of here. So here's another tank. Grab all the money. Because you got plenty of time. These tanks are not being nice to me with drops, huh? Alright. So, what she's going to do is she's going to ram this fence to get rid of it. Now, there's a swag trick you can do to land on top of the car. You're going to get hit on purpose. So stand about roughly to the right side of the fence, about in front of the car, and step forward until the fence disappears. And then right before she hits you, jump. Boom. Don't worry about it, roll. It's for speed. Then you just run off of it backwards and quick turn, and there you go. It factually is faster by a little bit. Just swag strats and faster? Why not? So we're gonna jump to the right here. There's a text box here. So again, this is where that square and triangle trick comes in handy. You don't want to waste your minds. The text box is roughly right here in the middle of that little hallway. Then we're gonna go this way. Jump up the ramp because there's a text box at the bottom of the ramp. And then talk to the panel. And then go through this door. So there's this, they're called Jacko nests. We just call them nests. So there's that one. What? It's targeting an enemy over there. Okay. And there's one over here. So you can stand inside of them. They do not have a collision box. So you stand inside of them, throw 2 mines, and possibly 1 buster shot, and you just insta-grab all the money and, you know, easy peasy. What you can also do is, after you fire the buster shot, you can roll immediately if you want to be safe about it and possibly not take damage. I'm used to just shooting the shot and running through it, so my timing with the roll might not be the greatest, but it's a safety strat you can do. So normally for this route, I would only get that one over there, and then on the way out, I get this one. You can go for this one if you think you don't have enough money or if you just want to practice. So I'll show you what it looks like for this one as practice. So 2 mines. See, I'm not good at the roll timing, but either way, I stood inside of it and grabbed all the money. Let me get rid of all these guys. Get out of here. Okay, so that's kind of what you do. You just shoot, roll. Don't actually shoot, roll. Shoot and then roll. So what we're going to be doing is jumping from here to this ramp. And a jump from there here to that platform is doable. You just have to do it diagonally, like this. Then you get the money from this. There you go. There's the roll strat. Then you go through. So this room is a little bit of an auto-scroller as well. And there is a way to skip a big chunk of it. But it's a very top-level RNG heavy strat. Don't do it. So just go over these ice panels. Jump across to this one. And you have to step on this one to lower this green chest. Once you do that, go down here. Press this button. And now we just have to wait. So while we're waiting, I like to take these guys out because they might drop money. Just a free opportunity at some money. Might need it. You never know. See? Got about 100 zenny. Not bad. Go down to the next level. Just more of these guys. And you want to investigate this hole. There's 300 in here for free. Because while you're investigating the hole, the chest is still moving. And the key is going to go to this, the chest is going to get this compactor and drop a key right here. Boom. So the visual cue for that is you see these 4 square tiles. You want to stand at the corner of the one that's like second from the wall, right here. And the key will land on you every time. So once you grab it, go ahead and head back up. Jump a couple of times because you're running against the conveyor belt. Then we're going to go back through the ice panel room. And since you were already here once, some of the panels are gone. So you have to take note of your movement through here and just be like, okay, so I have to jump to the platforms instead of the ice panels. Since I stepped to that one, there's no panel there, so I have to go over here and then make the jump from here. You can make that corner cut if you're feeling brave. So just go diagonal upright, no turning. Open this chest. We got the spring set.
Doesn't look like there is a big
Excuse me.
lever box
So that's what
here.
you use to make the jump springs. To let us jump higher.
Stay on your toes.
Now here's a little puzzle thing. You have to press these 3 buttons and it opens those 3 barriers. So the easy movement you can do at first, if you're new to the game, you want to just go straight, strafe sideways, and then run through. And if you're getting better at your movement, you can take it diagonally like this. A little bit tougher, but it is faster. Then we have this key on the floor. So to get out of here easily without making a mistake, because the platform is around that corner. If you mess up your movement, you're going to fall down here, and it's kind of rough. So what you want to do is, coming out of that door, just hold up right, or up left, sorry. Up left for about a step or two, and then jump while still holding up left. Oops, whoops. I meant to do a little jump. But what you would do is you jump from there while turning, and you land right there. So I'm going to make my way over there. These guys are chasing me, don't worry about it. And you can shoot down these bridges if you want. So you would normally land about here, grab this key, and then we take out this nest for some more money. There you go. How's our money doing? Oh, we got plenty. We got tons. So we have one more of those big gap jumps. So again, you can make this one, which is going diagonally like this. Easy peasy. Now, if you take the jump a little bit too early, you might not make it, kind of like that. So you don't have to get too... you don't have to be too YOLO with it, but just definitely jump right around the edge, going diagonally. And see, that time I waited too long, but if you fall down, you know, just go up this ramp and just go over here. There's always a backup for whatever movement mistake you make. So now it's time to leave. Go over here to the right. Use this panel. And skip the cutscene. So here's a couple of options you got. You can either go right back up, talk to roll, and develop the jump springs, put them on, and come back down here and jump up that ledge. Or you can do a tough trick to skip doing that right now, called JSS, Jump Spring Skip, where you jump on this elevator panel and then jump to the ledge. It's kind of tough, kind of tricky, but what you do is you jump, and at the peak of your jump, tap forward, so that way you're on the panel with a bit of movement wiggle room. And you want to do a diagonal running jump, just like as soon as you press your diagonal inputs, jump. And you'll make that jump right there. So if you want, you can do that. Otherwise, if you want to just get through it and not worry about that complicated jump, you just go up, talk to roll, develop your jump springs, come back down in here, and then jump on this ledge. Then we go on through. And the reason why we need to come up here is for the jet skate part. So you go straight, and you want what's in this chest. Rollerboard. We need that to make the jet skates. I was about to say jet springs. So you go up this ramp, go to this hole. There's 9,000 zenny in here. It's a lot of money. We're gonna go over here and drop down to the right. Then we're gonna leave. Now, if you're curious about that out of bounds that I mentioned to skip that auto scroller with the tanks and the support car, I'll briefly explain it because it's tough to do, but I'll just go over it real quick. What you would do is go to your special weapons menu, remove special weapons so that you're back on your kick. And then we're going to clip out of bounds through this one little hole in the wall that's not normally visible. So I'll show you what it looks like. We're going to line up about right here, about here. We're going to kick this enemy. Come on. There we go. Then we're going to fall backwards out of bounds. Land next to this chest. You would get this, like right now. And then you would go up, get the Zenny hole, and then you enter the dungeon. It's just, the thing is, the doors inside the dungeon will not work if you did not talk to that lady outside the cave first. She is a mandatory trigger, and that's why I brought that up. So as for how you do it, you pretty much have to stand at an exact spot. Not that exact. It's kind of dependent on your position and your angle. But the key thing to note is that your turning rotation speed, it differs between standing still, like it starts out slow, then accelerates. But if you're moving, it's always fast. It's always at its accelerated speed. And that matters because if you're trying to turn while stopped, you're going to have a real tough time getting your angle because you have a lot of angle options and only one of them works. But if you're turning at full speed, one of the turning angles you need comes from that fast speed angle, so it's easier to get. I don't know how easy that was to explain. I don't know if you fully got it, but basically, only turn while you're running. Even if you're running against a wall, running against a door, just only turn while you're running. Do not turn while stopped. We're going to go over here. And see how Mega Man's kind of sliding against the wall like this? You want to keep turning until you're not sliding against it anymore like this. Like right in the middle of the wall. Then we quick turn backwards. I want to move to the right a little bit. And I want to have my mouse pointer on the screen. So, do you see this little bit of green square coming up from between Mega Man's feet right here? It's like there's a green square here, here. It's all over this tile on the ground, right? You want the corner of it to be kind of towards Mega Man's right foot, kind of right there. And then what you do is you kick the enemy, and you're out. And there you go. Yeah, it's just the lineup and the position is a little bit tough, but once you get that lineup, you can just go out of bounds and skip that auto-scroller. It's really cool.
If you are misaligned, can you just retry?
Yes. So if you're misaligned, you know, you can just keep trying to line up until you're not sliding anymore. There we go. Don't fall for the corners. They'll kind of lock you in place no matter what your angle is. So use the middle. And then, like, say your kick doesn't work. You kick him and you don't go in. It's fine. You just adjust your position a little bit. This could be too far to the right, and it might not make it in. See, it still didn't. But this should work. This position right here. Come on. There we go. And then the other thing about movement is that you're kind of navigating backwards. So I'm going to open the map here, and here's my mouse again. So you start right here, and you're kind of going up and around to this area right here. So you have this green square. This is where you came from. So you're kind of holding down and using your camera turn buttons to navigate, and you want to go in here. So you go up and around in here. Because otherwise, if you're not careful, you might end up in this long hallway that leads to the main gate, and you have to call roll to get out. And if you also mess it up, you could land right back in here where you started. So just make sure you go up and around. Don't go in the long hallway, and just go in here. And there you go. So that's if you're feeling adventurous. If you really want to learn that auto-scroller skip, it saves somewhere around 45 seconds to a minute. I forget the exact amount, but it's hefty. So if you want to go for it, there's how you do it. All right, we can move on. We're going to call roll ASAP. And if you didn't want to do the complicated jump, you would just be talking to roll right now. So, talk to roll. And item development. And this will make the jump springs. And then go to support car. And we want to go to downtown. If you did the auto-scroller skip like I showed you, you would be leaving the dungeon through its main elevator. And then downtown would be your second option. So, just got to keep that in mind. Some options disappear based on where you're at. So go to downtown. And then we're going to make our last shopping trip for the whole run. So we go this way to the south door. Apple Market. Go into the junk shop. All right, so we have a ton of money. You normally need 19,260 zenny. And if you fixed the bank, you would, add like 2K, but we already spent it, so that's fine. So 19,260 is our goal. You can add an extra, 650 for the canteen if you didn't already buy it. But either way, 19,260 is what we want. So you go to items, we want the hyper cartridge. Then go to parts, we're gonna get the laser, which is 9,600. So if you're playing on Japanese, you can just read the numbers. Then we're gonna get the Power Razor Omega, Range Booster Omega, and the sniper unit. Now, if you didn't have enough money, what you can do is go to this box, and there's an item in it you can sell for about 1280 zenny. It's a vacuum part. Or you can do the classic kick the can for another 1 or 2,000, but it's a little bit slow. But it's an option. And if you're still lacking some money, you can, at the beginning of the run even, you can kind of, when you're going through this path, you can interact with this trash can. There's another vacuum part you can get to sell later. So that's if you're really lacking some zenny. But either way, once we do that shopping trip, we go over here to the west door. We're going to do some menuing. So, Buster parts first. We're going to swap the Power Razor for the laser. So top for top left, then bottom for bottom right, sniper unit. Your configuration should look like this. A bunch of attack, some energy, some range. You're good. So press L1, and then go to the jump springs, put these on. Then menu to the walkie-talkie, and then you'll be teleported across the map. Because we started from the door way over there in the background. But if you call, roll, and teleport, you're like already here. So it's one instance where fast traveling in the same area is actually faster. Go through this door. We're gonna go through the door right next to us. So go up right, down right. Talk to the door twice. Then we're gonna talk to the boat guy over here. So go left, up a little bit, I guess. Talk to him. And call roll. Gonna skip cutscene, and now we have another big old auto scroller. This one is sadly not skippable to our knowledge, but yeah. So you could make a save here if you wanted. I'm not gonna make a save myself because it's a long auto scroller. There's, like no reason for me to make one. So, all right, call roll. Skip cutscene. So this is the boat section. Long auto scroller. Gotta defend our boat against the other boats. So with our Buster config, we have a +4 attack, 4-shot volley Buster with a little bit of range. It's one of the best configs you can use at this point in the game because we need some range to deal with the enemies. There's another Buster part you can get called the Buster unit, but it's out of the way. So we're just using the Sniper unit. The Sniper unit is the MVP of this run. So you gotta look out for the torpedoes. Let's see if he shoots more. Torpedoes? Torpedoes? There they are. So all the boats in this area, they take 7 shots to go down. He's too far away, but whatever. Shoot the torpedoes. The red guys can be pretty aggressive. The yellow guys, some of them shoot missiles, and they're scripted to always shoot them at the same moments. It's mainly the red guys you're really worried about. Oh yeah, I just realized. I'm on my kick right now. That's not what I should be on right now. Let me put mine's back on. I had the kick on for the auto scroller skip explanation. Because once you do the skip and you head inside the dungeon, you would put your mines back on. Behind us! So when you do this enough times, you'll kind of memorize the ways. You'll kind of get where they're going to be. Just kind of defend the boat, take down all the other boats. But once the auto scroller is over, it'll be starting the boss fight. And I would say for a newer runner, if your HP on your boat is about less than half, I would hit the retreat option, go heal up, save, and then restart, like get back on the boat, and it'll take you to the start of the boss part. You don't have to go through this whole thing again. So if your HP is less than half, go ahead and retreat. But as you get more experienced about defending the boat and everything, you shouldn't have to worry about it. And these flying ships, 4 shots. Easy peasy. So I don't know if you noticed that sometimes I might shoot an extra shot more than you're supposed to. This is called the extra shot glitch. So sometimes you might see that I might shoot a 5th shot instead of 4. It's a weird thing with this game because it kind of counts the frames of the the game has a frame counter, and every 30 frames, give or take, it's like, we'll pretend it's like a tick, like 1 tick in the game. We'll call it 30 frames, 1 tick. If you start holding square on the 30th frame on the tick, it kind of gives you an extra shot in your volley for some inexplicable reason. So since I'm on my 4-shot volley buster right now, sometimes I might get a 5th shot. And if I'm on my 3-shot buster, like in the early game, I might get a 4th shot for like no reason. So it's kind of a weird thing that can help you sometimes, and depending on what fight you're doing, it could be a hindrance, because sometimes you might have your shots all mapped out exactly how you want them, and that extra shot kind of throws you off. It's like, oh, dude, what is this? Everything's wrong now. So if you see an extra shot in a fight where we have your shots completely mapped out, you have to cut off your next volley by an extra shot to line back up. It's kind of weird. So there was a 5-shot. So yeah, this is definitely a very janky game with a lot of janky things in it. It's my favorite word to describe this game. It's great. I love it a lot. One of my favorite game series of all time, but it is janky. Very janky. So the auto-scroller is nearly done. We're getting there.
I mean, in my experience, the janky games are the most fun.
Yeah, definitely. I got a thing for some janky games. So this dude coming up right here should be the last enemy of the auto-scroller, and then we start the boss fight. Here we go. I got plenty of HP left, so I won't need a retreat at least. And depending on your luck and if you're good at it, you can get through here without taking a single hit. Pretty cool.
It looks like we got rid of all their little ships. Wait! I can see it on the sonar. Heads up, Mega Man. Something big's coming this way.
Something big's coming this way. Alright, so if you're familiar with the speedrun, you know how infamous this boss is for being difficult to kill quickly. So I'll go over the setup on how to at least attempt it, but I don't expect like any new runner to get it, but I'll at least show the setup for how you do it if you want to like possibly have a fighting chance at getting it. Because if I were to try to explain the quick kill on this guy, I could take up like a whole hour by itself maybe. So I'll just show the setup, and then I'll show what it looks like if you do mess it up, which most people will. It's really, really hard. So the setup, once you confirm on fight, you want to hold triangle to throw 4 mines. And while you are throwing the 4th, shift your thumb from triangle to square to immediately start shooting your buster. And you shoot your buster the whole time from here until the fight's over.
Okay, Mega Man, hold on.
Just like this. If you get a 5-shot coming out of this, then you just cut off one of your next volleys by 1 shot. So you shoot a 3-shot, and then you go back to doing 4 the whole time. So this is the setup. This is how you at least attempt to kill the boss quickly. Because the reason why this is so hard is because the boss has 4 limbs. It's got 2 arms and 2 cannons. And you're trying to pull your shots around to moving arms while fighting the game's auto-aim. So it is obnoxiously difficult unless you do a ton of practice. But the main tips I want to give are that setup. And while you're fighting the boss, you want to keep your aim a little bit low. If you keep your aim too high, it's going to be easier to miss. So I'm going to set up my aim about right here. This is fine. So the whole thing about this fight is pulling your shots where the arms are going to be. This is the target priority that is ideal. You want to pull your shots around, try to get them to hit the arms. You're fighting the auto aim. This fight is really hard to do quickly. Pull your shots like this. It's really tough. I blew up that arm early. Most people aren't able to do that. It's really tough. So I'm going to leave this boss alive just for demonstration's sake. Because see how much time I had to blow up that arm? I have plenty of time. Because there's going to be a core that spawns right here when you can't see it. So only when you're in front. And if you're to blow up all 4 parts before the core is supposed to spawn, like I would be already shooting the core right now and the fight would be ending. So I'm going to blow up the arm now. So here's when the core will be spawning. And if you want to hit it a little bit earlier than you're supposed to, aim for the very edge, like this. Now aim for the middle. And hopefully we can get it before... Alright, cool. If you don't destroy enough time, you gotta wait like another half cycle. So yeah, that whole thing with killing the boss quickly, it's really, really hard. It takes a ton of practice because you're pulling shots, trying to fight the game's auto-aim. And the whole thing with the mines and holding square the whole time, it's entirely a timing-based setup because the boss's arms will start moving at the same points every time you start the fight. So with the mines and holding square, you set up with your same timing so that everything just lines up consistently. Because you can do the fight without that setup, but you're getting a different timing almost every time. But if you do it with that setup, you have a consistent timing to work with, and then at that point you just kind of practice pulling your shots so you can possibly end that fight one cycle sooner. Really tough, but I could take a whole hour explaining it, so I'm not going to do that. So go ahead and save here at data because we have another dungeon to start. And just like the last one, we'll be getting 3 keys and some loot and fighting a boss. An interesting thing about the boss in this place, this boss is skippable, and I'll briefly go over how you do it, but I'm not going to focus on it. I want to focus on how you actually take him out in case you were to attempt the skip and fail it. And the skip doesn't even save that much time. Like compared to an optimal fight, it's like 12 seconds faster. It's not a big deal. For a newer runner, it might be more, but still. It's really cool, but it's not huge. So jump over these guys, go to the left, go up the ramp, follow this right wall, jump around this corner because there's guys coming out of there. And we want this chest. This is the other jet skate part. We're going to go straight. So we're going to go to this first left over here. And something to note, when you have the jump springs, it's faster than your regular movement. Get this chest, by the way. So like, for example, you have your diagonal running. And if you were to do like jump spamming with like without the springs, you're kind of going about even, if not slower with diagonal running. Because your air speed is faster than your ground speed. But since we're in the air for a longer time with the springs, you can spam a bunch of jumps and actually save time that way. So we're going to go across the way to this hallway over here. It's kind of winding, so just follow this path. Follow the left wall. And here's the door. So it's not a good idea to always squeeze in a jump wherever you can, because it might interrupt your flow of movement. Let's go over here to the right. Quick turn over here. We're going to jump down to these big steps over here to the left. Follow this path. And this part can be a little bit scary at first. Get rid of that guy. So you can jump from here straight across over there. But if you want to be safe about it, you can jump on this little platform and then go over here. Get this chest. We're going to head down, jump over here, jump up to this chest. And that makes the adapter plug so you can put on a third buster part later. It's very useful. So we go up here. And here's where you really want to go in with your jump. If you're unlucky, one of those green guys coming out of the walls might attack you. Alright, so this is the boss room. And we can skip this guy. But first, I'll show you how to fight him. Because the skip, it's not that big, but it is really cool. So we're going to go over how you fight him first. So, you go in here first. We have to get the refractor before you'll fight. So I did this jump because there's a text box we can jump through like in the intro. The text box is somewhere around here, so just go through the door and jump. Lower the shield. Skip the cutscene. Alright, so for fighting the boss, you got a couple of options. But first, at some point before you start the fight, I would go to your buster part menu and swap the sniper unit for the top right, the Power Razor Omega, and you already have max attack. Like, you really do not need range in this fight, like hardly at all. Yeah, you have plenty of space to work with, and it can reach. So we have max attack. We can deal some damage. We just have to actually be able to hit him. So there's a couple of strats you can do. One is very much more reliable, and the other one is just kind of gambling, since you're just trying to just do the fight. So I'll show you both of those ways. Kind of just jump and shoot, because his weak spot is his head. And you can see that some of my shots are dinking on his body. So that's why it's a little bit of a gamble. You can kind of just jump at him, shoot shots. He stuns every 3 hits. So again, this is a bit of a gamble, but that's how it works. So every 5 steps, he dives. He's going to dive right here. Just jump out of the way. If he gets close to a wall, he's going to do this. So that's how his attacks work. Now, if you want to know the reliable way to fight him every time, here's what you do. You aim, shoot above his shoulder. His hitbox is huge. Just shoot over his shoulder, maybe move a little bit towards the door, something like this. And then once you take him down, the door won't open until that text box appears. So that's how the fight goes. Now, if you were to try to do that reliable strat like ASAP, here's what you would do. You kind of line up towards the right side. You can do it from the left side as well. I prefer the right. So you go right here, The fight's going to start. You kind of aim up, shoot a few shots, run like a step, half a step, shoot at above his shoulder, kind of like this. Don't be too greedy with your movement. You have plenty of time. Don't worry about it. So just aim, shoot above his shoulder, and it's very reliable once you get it down. But otherwise, you know, you can still just do the whole jump and shoot thing. You can do the whole jump and shoot man thing. It works. It's just a little bit of a gamble. Now for skipping him, it's tough, but it's really cool. So there's a frame perfect trick you gotta do where you store your kick momentum. So I'll show you what I mean. So when you kick something like a wall, an enemy or whatever, see I get pushed back like this? That movement speed is fast enough to skip over the boss trigger. So here's how you store your kick momentum. So I like to do it from behind, where a wall is behind me. So as soon as I kick, see how a hit spark gets generated? You want to pause on the first frame that the hit spark appears. Nope, too late. Too early. Too early. Too early. There it is. So it's hard to see it at first, but once you get it, you get it. So once you get that pause, switch. And then you have your kick momentum stored. So next time you kick, you don't have to kick anything. Just kick and you get pushed backwards like that. We're going to use that to skip over the boss trigger. So I'm going to store the kick one more time. There it is. Now the other important thing is that your movement needs to be completely straight. So I'm not sliding. Very good, very good. This is what you need. So if you were to try to do that, you want to run through the boss room completely straight, no diagonal running, including, you know, going from here, getting the refractor, turning around. You want to be straight running, just completely straight. So here's what you do. So as soon as you open this door, you jump high and hold forward and let go forward just before you land. You'll land exactly in this spot. Now there's a few setups you can do. So what I like to do is I step back for 2 frames like this. You hold circle and tap down for 2 individual frames, either 1 2-frame press or 2 1-frame presses, and then you set up like that. An alternative you can do is once you land, you can quick turn to the left like this and inch yourself like this. See how the wall kind of divides Mega Man exactly in half? That also works. So what you would do is once you have your position set up, you would turn like this. And then there's a black line right in front of me. You want to line up with the point of Mega Man's hair, maybe a little bit to the right. If you're doing this setup. If you're doing the other one, it's slightly different. Let me light it back up again. All right, I'm running straight. So for the setup that I prefer to do with the 2 down inputs, you turn kind of like this. The corner behind you lines up with the wall in front of you. So those are your 2 setups. You do the kick, and you skip over the boss trigger like that. You just zoom over that corner, because the boss trigger is this floor tile right here. So you skip right over that corner. 1 frame you're behind it, next frame you're ahead of it, and the fight does not start. That is really cool. But it doesn't save as much time as you think, but if you want to try it, that's how you do it. It's pretty dang nice. So now we just gotta head on back out of here. Do your diagonal running, do your jumps. Hopefully none of these guys come out of here and hit me. Alright, we're good. You gotta go straight across this room. And then same for the next room, just go straight across. Then we go to the right. So definitely want to jump a lot in here because there's these guys all over the place.
You must be getting hungry, Mega Man.
I sure am hungry, Rule.
An apricot pie. Are you up for a slice?
We're gonna jump on this elevator. Then we head on out. There's a quick little trick you can do if you want to. You need to be completely stopped. Hold circle, hold R2, let go of circle. And then as soon as you let go of R2, quick turn backwards. And it goes up without you. It saves like 1 second, so if you fail it, it was like you shouldn't have done it in the first place. But if you want to do a little swag trick, there you go. Then we head back. And go in this door. Go to the right door. straight across. Then hop into the support car over here, to the right. And as soon as you talk to roll, you get a mandatory text box and cutscene, and the flutter's repaired. It can now fly. And sadly, that does not mean the game's over, but got a lot more stuff to do. So we're going to leave, go back left, quick turn. And what I'm going to do is during the black screen, I'm going to hold right, and I'm going to count 2 steps and quick turn backwards to go into Gramps' room pretty easily. So hold right, listen for 2 steps. There you go. Then we want to go to the right, get around the bookcases, open this chest. Bomb schematic that helps us get the grand grenades. That is a very, very good weapon. It's going to be our endgame weapon even. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to hold left. And once I reach this pipe right here, I'm going to keep holding left. But once I reach this pipe, I'm going to hold L1. That'll turn me to exactly face Gramps. But he would be right here, but since I was explaining it, he's right here. So it's some clean movement you can do. So he's going to give you a couple of text prompts. Say no to both of them. So if you say yes, he's like, hey, don't make fun of me, blah, 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 blah. So just say no. Say no to Gramps. Just say no to Gramps. Then head back into Roll's room. And talk to Roll. And then we're going to go into the R&D room. You can fly first to the subgate and then do R&D room. I prefer to do R&D room first. Talk to Roll. Item development. Then we're going to get the adapter plug, the grand grenades, and the jet skates. Jet skates are very good. They let you zoom across the ground real fast by holding circle, and diagonal movement does apply to them as well. Like, not as much, but it does help. So now go to special weapons, change, go up 1. Now we have our grand grenades. And go ahead and back out. And hold circle to talk to Roll again. And if you want to go to the subgate, I recommend going up twice instead of down twice. So if you go down 2 times and say one of your inputs got eaten and you go down once instead, you go to the R&D room, that's a bigger waste of time. Whereas if you had one of your up inputs eaten, it's just go to cancel when you talk to her again. So I recommend going up twice for subgate. All right, cancel, leave Roll's room. And then leave the flutter straight ahead. All right, next dungeon. Same deal, 3 keys, interact with something, and you're done. So, I'm gonna go through this door, and I'm gonna jump down this hole. Like, I'm gonna jump forward and then pull back on the jump. Like this. Then we go backwards.
Are you okay? Can you...
So go through these text boxes. So again, square and triangle trick if you're on English, so you don't waste any grand grenades. If you're following the route without any skips, you would have grand grenades equipped right now instead of your kick. But either way, hold square on English so you don't waste some time. Now in this next room, like I guess I forgot to mention, go interact with that thing and then leave. So in this next room, you want to jump straight across and you want to jump like ASAP because there's a dude that's about to hit you. That guy right there, look out. So I guess at some point, maybe during that jump or one of the previous jumps, go into your menu, go to special items, put on your jet skates. You want those like right now. And then, do I do any buster menu? For this route, no. We'll leave the buster alone. And if you did any skips, if you did the boss skip, then you would just put your grand grenades on. Now some clean movement you can do of this in this room is just hold forward in L1. Normally it would make you grab the ledge like this, right? But once you see that you start falling, you pull back, like you press down, and then you go forward again. And you fall down there nice and clean. Okay, go to the right. Jump up here. Go to this chest. Then we're finally going to use our jet skates, so quick turn left, skate. And we're going to go to this first left door, right here.
Good going.
Then turn to the right, go down this hallway to the right. Look out for this guy. Hold that guy over there. He's hogging a lot of it. Then you got a couple of options. You can either go left first and then right, or right first and then left. I prefer left first, so we're left over here. This chest has a key, or ID card. Go straight across. And we're gonna turn on the power. So now the elevators in this place work. We're gonna head back out the same way we came in, so I'm gonna go down the long hallway, go to the left. So again, diagonal skating does work. It is faster. It's not as fast, but it's still considerably faster. It's like it's worth doing. So there's gonna be a guy immediately in front of me, diagonally run around him. Go this door. If you're not careful, that guy will hit you, and it's gonna suck. So aim straight up and throw a grand grenade. So what that does is it blows up this tile right here. You normally think you'd have to throw it at the tile specifically, but if you just throw it straight up, it blows it up regardless. So blow it up and then jump on up. And we got a boss fight in here. We got these 3 big old dog bots called Karamuna Bash. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do this. Both of them are fairly easy. The old strat was to stand on the elevator panel and throw grenades at them when they come in, but it's RNG because they might stand out there spamming flame breath instead of coming in here, and you can possibly get hit up here too, but there's a couple of easier strats you can do. So go on down, and we're gonna skate to the end of the room to that door over there, but do not skate while you're on the elevator. You want to get off of the elevator first, so hold forward and then skate when you fall off. So go straight-ish, kind of diagonal. All right, so here we have a couple of strats. I'm going to do the fancier one that I think is really cool. So what you do is you back up, center yourself like this, stand on this line right here. See how there's this line on the floor? I'm standing right on the line. And look, they can't do anything. They don't know what to do. Just stand on the line and you're good. Just make sure you're a little bit centered in the middle of the door, stand on the line, you're good. And just throw 2 grenades. Turn to the right, throw 1 more. There you go. Easy boss fight. You don't have to get the money, I'm just doing it for funsies. The other strat you would do is you skate up to the edge of the door, like against the door, a little bit to the right, aim straight up, and they just run to your back and they just don't do anything. Because their AI works where if they are on screen, they attack, but if they're off screen, they do nothing. So when you aim straight up like this, they're not being rendered on screen, so they're just passive. So what you would do is, as soon as you get to the door and aim up, you look for Mega Man's breathing animation. He goes up once, down once. Then up on the second time, it throw you 2 grenades, turn around, throw 1 more, and shoot, and there you go. But I prefer standing on the line right here, because it's really easy. You can see where they're at. You don't have to wait for them based on a feel or any sort of audio cue. You just stand on the line, wait for them to get there, and there you go. So it's a fairly easy boss fight once you know one of those 2 strats. So go right here and get this chest. Head on out of here. Gonna be in this hallway yet again, but go out the same way. And we're gonna run to the left. Jump up here. And jump towards the door. You can ignore that chest. It's got a very useless weapon in there. We go this way, skate, and go this left door. He might see you. They go the door across. Then we interact with this. It'll open the main gate, which is the last dungeon of the game. But the main gate is different from the other dungeons because the 3 keys are outside of it. So we have to get the 3 keys from by other means, pretty much, and then we go back in later. So there's the main gate. It is now open. So we go ahead and hop on out of here. And I go to the right, jump on the elevator, go on back up. Go on and get on this elevator. Oh yeah, so something in chat that is important that I forgot to mention. So when you're skating, you want to hold forward to go faster, and you want to use down to brake. So some turns are a little bit sharp, and you might have to use you might have to hold down for braking to go around the turn sharper. But otherwise, you want to always like hold up. So yeah. Anyway, so we're going to be trying to we're going to leave to go back to where we were at first. We're going to have roll, flight, and flutter back. But we're going to run into a boss gauntlet. So I want to make another save here. Come on, data, read my memory card faster. All right, so we have an interesting boss fight here. So go back to the forest, and you get ambushed by the bonds in the air, in the sky. So what we're going to be going up against is 5 small ships, the big green ship itself, the Gesellschaft, and then another boss that's hiding within it. So what I want to do here, I want to do a nice timing setup, because these 5 ships, they line up, they group up into a straight line ahead of you, but they're invincible until they're about ready to fly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold forward and square until I get to the edge of the flutter, and then I'm going to keep holding square and look straight up. And after I've fired 6 shots, I throw my first grenade, and it times it just very nicely. And then after you throw your first grenade, it'll blow up the first ship, and then you wait until you hear the grenade explode to throw another one. So you're going to throw a total of 5 grenades. So I'll show you what this looks like. Hold forward and square. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Throw one. Wait till it explodes. Never wait till they explode. And there you go. Just like that. It's fairly simple once you understand the setup, because you're using the buster as like a timing sort of buffer thing. Just you use the buster as a timing and then throw straight up and you're good. Just make sure you wait till the grenades explode, because if you're holding triangle the whole time, it'll work on the first 4 planes, but then the 5th one, it'll be too early and it'll just whiff completely. So it's best if you just wait until you hear the explosion before you press triangle. So once you take down all 5 planes, go to your buster parts, and you want to swap Power Razor Omega with range, and then your empty slot will go to the sniper unit. So I'm going to show you how to do the really tough fight for this boss, because there's an easier strat, but it involves some different routing with getting different buster parts, going through the dungeon differently, and I think it's a whole lot of complicated nonsense just to do this fight a little bit easier. So a runner is probably going to mess this fight up a bunch at first, but once you get it down, it'll just click. So what you're going to do is you're going to aim up at one of the wings, one of the side wings, and you're going to shoot 6 volleys at it. You want to hit all but 1 shot. Then once you've fired 6 volleys, you change to the other wing and shoot. It'll be easier if you shoot 1 volley, but you can do 2. It'll be a little bit tighter, so you do 1 or 2. Then after you do that, you switch to the belly, and then you shoot 5 volleys. And you might want to stutter shoot the 5th one. So here's what this looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember to aim ahead. 5. Lead your shots. All right. 1. And now we'll go to the belly. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll stutter shoot the 5th one. All right. Now we want to stutter shoot the heck out of this wing. Don't stop. So there we go. I blew up all 3 parts, and that means I get to go up to the skull marking immediately. Now I'm going to put on a different buster part config. I'm going to swap range for power. Stop. So throw a grenade, throw another one, buster shots. So that's how that fight plays out. Now, if you happen to mess it up, like you don't blow up one of the 3 parts by the time you get to the front, what's going to happen is the flutter is going to fly in some RNG pattern around the Gesellschaft until you blow up the last remaining pieces, and then you can finally get to blowing up the skull marking. So that's what the fight looks like if you do it correctly. Now, when I shot the wing once, the second wing once, you can shoot it 2 times and then switch to the belly. It'll be much more tight, but it is faster. So it's just kind of, I'd recommend start start out with the 1 volley on the wing first, and then go to 2 later if you get it down. But either way, just gotta do it like this. If you don't do it right, then you're gonna have to fly around until you blow up all the pieces. All right, so now we have the next boss in this little gauntlet here. I'm gonna quick turn to the left immediately, and we're gonna be shooting at this boss's hand. Like, we gotta lead our shots, like, lead hard. After around 3 volleys, I'm gonna try and, okay. This boss has a lot of RNG. If she does this move, aim straight up. So, the reason why this fight's a little bit tough is because she shoots missiles. You're trying to shoot her, but then she's like shooting missiles out at you. So, if you see her do this attack, wait until you hear the plane sound. Boom. So if you did everything correctly, you should have 1 grenade left. You just look up when you see her fly that far away, wait until you hear the loud plane sound, and then you throw it. But if she flies straight up and comes back down with bullets, you gotta just back up, get an idea of where she's at, look straight up and shoot. So this boss has a lot of RNG. It doesn't always go as you planned. Like when I was trying to demonstrate there, what I normally do is after I shoot 3 volleys at the start, after the quick turn, I kind of jump to the left to try and dodge the missiles, but dodging the missiles is pretty tough. You're almost always going to get hit if you're trying to focus on damage. So RNG boss, lead your shots really hard, and then you got to react to whatever attack she does. She goes overhead, look up. If she flies really far away, get a lock on her position, look up, wait for the plane sound, and throw. So that's that fight. And Graham's going to talk to us. You can say yes or no, it doesn't matter. They're the same number of text boxes. Hop on out of here. And when I call roll, and you do want to heal at data again, because we need more weapon energy. Because the grand grenades, we're going to be using that for the remainder of the run. It is a very, very strong weapon that takes very little time to go get. So, support car. Up 2 times in the main gate. Usually you can only travel somewhere you've been to, but the main gate opens for you already. So that's convenient. And I want to make a save here as well. Because this next boss, his name is Bruno. He's a very, very tall mech whose weak spot is his spine, and he might take a little bit of practice, but he's not that bad once you understand how you fight him. Because what you're supposed to do, like in a speed setting, to make the fight easy, you just stay behind him the whole time. He's like borderline defenseless. Like, it's very easy as long as you just stay behind him. So head to the left. Let's throw in a jump, why not? So here's where the skating mechanics matter. Because we're going to be cornering around like a bunch of turns in a big old spiral. So you want to go forward, diagonal up left, and then for every turn you want to diagonal down left for about maybe 1/3 of a second, half a second, just to make these turns, a little bit sharper. So roll's going to talk right here. There's a door. Skip this door. Go to the next door. Then we're going to go to the right. Interact with this thing over here. And you want to go to the second option, unlock subcities. Yes. Good. I wasted a grenade, don't worry about it. That was actually really bad, but we'll be okay. I forgot my square and triangle trick. I'm so used to Japanese where I hold X to skip all the text, so I don't have to worry about weapons. So we're going to go in here. And we're going to fight Bruno. So this guy is tough for a lot of newer runners, but once you just get the idea of just stay behind him all the time, he's actually really easy. So what I'm going to do at the very start of the fight is I'm going to stutter shoot 1 volley, and then I'm just going to jump around while holding square. And then I'm going to hide behind this black box that's going to be over here. And then you wait until he fires his orbs, and then you jump on top of the black box. It looks like this. You wait until he fires his orbs, jump on the black box, and then once he shoots his missiles, you start to shoot some more, and you're going to look up and throw 4 grenades at his spine. Then once he's far away enough, you hop down, get close to his feet, look up, and throw another 4 grenades. So that's how it's going to play out. So I'll show you what it looks like. So stutter shoot 1 volley. Then we're just going to jump around, maybe land some shots if we can. So wait for the second orb, jump, wait for the missiles, All right, throw 4 grenades. May have to aim up a little bit higher as he goes forward. Get down, go to his feet, another 4 grenades. Okay, I wasted my other one in the main gate, that's fine. So I'm going over to this broken fence over here because we want his orb to destroy it. But sometimes the orbs can go through them, so even if you know the orb is going to destroy that piece of fence, roll anyway, because you just don't know. Just like that. We want him to destroy the fence first. So now at this point, he's going to be walking towards that building. Now we're just going to stutter shoot at him, and the shots are going to pull to his spine, usually. Alright, so just in case, like let's say you maybe messed up, you got hit by a missile, or you're messing up your stutter shooting or something, here's what you would normally do. You wait for him to start charging his orbs, go behind this building, wait for the missiles, okay, jump up, and here you can just finish him off from here. So that's what you would do as a backup in case you messed up. So he's not that bad, just stay behind him and he is easy. He is not at all that hard. Alright, so that side quest that I mentioned, here's where we would do it. And yes, a side quest is worth it in any percent. You will see why. So we're going to call roll after the fight's over. Fast travel to Carden Forest, where the flutter is. And we're going to go up into the flutter. So turn to the right, go up the boxes. And we're going to go to the right, interact with this TV, and there's a bank robbery going on. A bank robbery. That's why we need the bank and the police station to be alive. And once you start this quest, you cannot go anywhere else. You can't go into any other rooms in the flutter. And once you're out here, you cannot go to any other caves, dungeons, nothing. You have to go to the objective. So you start skating, you drop down, follow the path. Even when you're in Apple Market, you cannot go to the junk shop. It's pretty silly. It just disables all of your doors. So now what we're going to do, once we come out of the next room, next door, we're going to run to the right, and there's going to be a little bit of an archway that blocks your path. So after about a couple of steps, you press up to get away from the arch. So what you're going to do is you run a few steps, quick turn to the left, and you're going to start skating, and you're going to be like parallel with the red car that we're going to be chasing. And for some reason, if you skate against the car's door, it does damage. So you want to skate into it until you hear the little impact sound like 10 times, and that'll destroy it. So I'll show you what that looks like. So move to the right, up a little bit after a couple steps. About here is fine. Quick turn. All right. 4, 5, 6, 7. Did I miscount? 9. Yeah, I miscounted. 10. There you go. And then you grab the suitcase. For some reason, it's really weird with letting you grab it. You can't be in the middle of it. You have to be to one of the sides. It's weird like that. So just a quick little refresher. It's like you come out from here. So if you were to just hold right without tapping up, you would run into this. This is what I was trying to show you. You do not want to run into this. So when you run right, tap up so you get away from that. Line up roughly with the car as it's coming around this corner. Turn left. Then skate into it, and you just want to stay parallel to it and until it hits 10 times. And then it blows up, get the suitcase, and we're going to steal it. 200,000 Zenny, instant max dark karma. We are now a bad boy. But it's worth it, I assure you. And then we're going to immediately go into this sub-city right here. So this is going to have a mini-boss in it. He's got an interesting name. His last name is Janus. You can fill in the first name. I'm sure you know what it is. So we just follow him around, and we want to pretty much just shoot him whenever he opens up. So he spat out a red enemy at first. He can spit out one of two enemies, a little red guy, or one of those green guys with the claws. Depending on which one you get, you have to deal with it 2 different ways. So the red guy, you just kind of circle strafe him. He's really easy. If you get the green guy with claws, you want to stutter shoot 1 volley at him, turn around, shoot the boss once to get him to run away, turn around again, and then shoot the green guy with claws again, and then he should go down. So now, because we're on the PlayStation version, we're going to do some health bar manipulation because health bar is weird in this version for some reason. So for the first 2 cycles, after the single hit at the start, you want to hold square instead of stutter shoot because we're going to land 4 hits in 1 cycle. His health bar normally works in a threshold where you hit him 3 times in 1 cycle, he stuns and then runs away. But for the first segment of his body on any percent normal, for some reason, he takes up to 4 hits if you shoot slowly. So we're going to hold square this time, right when he opens up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get rid of this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, come on. Oh, he blocked my path, man. Alright. So he got blown up on that cycle if I didn't mess it up right there. So it's really weird. We're saving 1 cycle of him running away. It's really strange, but that's just how it works. So if his next cycle gets hit after 3, if he gets stunned after 3 hits, then you can just stutter shoot 3 of the remainder of the fight. Like this. 1. Okay, so that was 3 hits. So from here, you can just stutter shoot the rest of the fight. His hitbox is very weird. And this dude's claws have invincibility frames, or invincible spots. If you were on the 64 version, for example, the health bar got fixed and it doesn't work like this anymore, so you just start to shoot 3 shots the whole way. But here on PlayStation, the very first segment of his body, you kind of want to be careful and try to land 4 shots if possible. And for us, he went to the right. This is good RNG. And I'll show you in a second once he's down. Right, he's got like 1 more hit left. Shoot, quick turn to the right. And this is the building we want to go into. Because normally you come out from there, and the boss is here in the middle. And once he gets to this point over here, it's a coin flip. Does he go left or does he go right? We want him to go right because he circles this building, which is where we have to go. If he circles left, well, you have to go from like over there to the door. So it's a bad coin flip if he goes left. Let's go in here, get the key.
Got it.
Got it. And head on out of here. All right, we're nearly done with the game. Just 2 more sub-cities and the last of the main gate. So, I'll roll. Here's where we're going to use the money. So talk to roll. Go to special weapons. Go to enhance. We're going to upgrade the attack. Look at that. 1 upgrade max. This thing is absurdly powerful. Energy once. Range twice. And then we're going to cancel. You do not have to talk to data, because if you upgrade energy, it recharges your weapon energy. You only have to talk to data if you want to heal your HP. But I'm not worried about my HP right now. So, support car, downtown. Now, I want to make a save here, because this next sub-city can be pretty dangerous, especially if you're unlucky or if you're not paying too much attention. Because the enemies here are very strong. But so are we. Our weapon will take them down in 2 hits. All these big tanky guys, 2 nades each, they're done. It's that powerful. It's really good. So there's that save. All right, so click turn to the left. And we're going to go over here. And we're going to start with the enemies at the left first. So go straight left. Throw 2 grenades at this guy. He's turning towards me, so I got to dodge his shots first. All right, this guy, 2. This guy, he came out to play, so that's pretty lucky. 2 grenades. He's usually over here. Sometimes he might be hiding in the building, so if you don't see the gray guy, he's in here somewhere. Now, the RNG factor comes from what the pink dudes do when you get close enough, and these taller pink guys with claws, their movement pattern is random. So, you just, if you're unlucky, you might have to go hunting for them, but once you get close enough, they'll see you, they'll charge at you, so you just throw 1 grenade. They're probably going to jump at you, so you just back up and then throw another one. So going through this place is simple, but if you're unlucky and not paying attention, you can get punished really hard. So he's coming, throw 2 grenades, there you go. And this guy's always going to be over here. Throw 2 grenades, boom, done.
Huh?
Huh? So yeah, that room is simple, but it's very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. 'Cause those pink guys with claws can do some real mad damage to you. And if you lose track of one of them, they might sneak up on you and you get hit real hard. So just gotta pay attention to where they're at. The gray guy, the first gray one is gonna be to the right. And then everyone else should be in your vision somewhere. Otherwise, the pink guys with claws, you may have to go hunting for them and it gets a little annoying. So once you're done with that place, call roll, talk to Data, we need more weapon energy. Then we're going to fast travel. We're going to go back to Old City where we fought Bruno. And this is why you wanted him to destroy that piece of the fence during the fight, because we're going to try to skate around it. So skate up right and then up left. And there you go. That's the movement you would take if he did destroy this piece of fence. But if, say, you messed up and the orb went through it or something, what you would do is you would just run this way, jump over here, and then just go on in. So this one's a lot of fun, but it's also really tough. So there's going to be a guy immediately to the left, throw 2 grenades. Then there's going to be 2 pink hippos over there. Like the guy just destroyed their gray ones and pink ones. We call them hippos. And there's going to be a walker over there. We're going to try to do a movement that goes towards this thin building over here, but try to not get into his sight range. So kind of stick towards the building over here. And he's right here. Okay, take him out. Their behavior is random. So take him out, go straight. He's around here somewhere. There he is. Turn left. And now this is going to be cool. So we're going to throw a grenade straight at him. Now, there's an antenna bot up there. And the way all these subsidies work is that all the enemies have to be destroyed, if that wasn't pretty clear. So we're going to destroy this one in a really cool manner. So see this circle on the ground? You want it to be standing on it. You want it to line up with this building, see how they're kind of connected together. Stand on the circle next to this one. You could be a little bit ahead of it, it's fine. And you want to just aim straight up. See where the antenna dude's up there? Aim straight up, throw it, and boom. Got a couple of trick throws in this place. This place is fun. Let's go this way, take him down, go to the left, and stop right around this little marking on the ground. Stutter shoot, a couple of volleys, 5 shots, and then we're going to throw a grenade at this guy. And here's another trick throw. So when you go left over here, past this building, there's a circle right here. I stand a little bit ahead of it, like maybe about this much. It's good enough. So I want to do a trick throw on this guy. Boom, got him. So now we just take down this antenna guy with our buster. Hey, and we go in here. So once you do that quickly, it looks so cool. Easily the coolest sub-city. There. Head on out of here. All right, now we're going to head back to the main gate. So we're going to run to the right. Head in here. And this is the path that we took to get to Bruno. But we're going back in. All right, I'm going to quick turn to the right and follow the path on around back down this to the spiral. Use a little bit of braking to get around the corner easier. So immediately coming out of here, I'm going to hold circle. And then once I start skating, I'm going to hold forward. Like we're going to skate straight, not diagonally. Because there's 2 shield guys here. If you skate straight, you'll always go through them. Okay, now we can go diagonally. This will be one right here. Nothing here. And after this corner, stop. And you want to jump over these guys. Then you can get around the corner to this last door. All right, so we're coming up on the final boss. Pretty close here. Gotta open these 3 doors. The keys from the sub-cities came from here. I did waste a grenade. It's not a big deal. We're gonna be talking to Data. Let's go ahead and skip this cutscene whenever it lets you. What? All right, so skate to the left past this guy. Take the first right. Take these turns wide. These 2 turns here, this one and the next one, take these wide. Because otherwise you might skate right into one of those golden guys on the ground. So take those 2 turns really wide. Okay, go to the left here. Go left, go right, go straight, left, around the corner. We're gonna go in here. So there's two ways to deal with the final boss behind this door. So I'm going to heal at data. I'm going to make a save. So there's two ways to deal with it. You can either learn his pattern and figure out how to fight him properly, or you can do an invincibility trick and make the fight absolutely free. And that trick is really good. It's not that hard to do. Excuse me. But the setup for it is a little wacky. It's got a little bit of a timing issue to it, but I think, I'll go over the invincibility trick first. Why not? Since I just brought it up. So we're going to be using data and one of those floating guys out there. So what you want to do is come in here first. If you're on Japanese, you can kind of do both at the same time. But on English, there's so many more text boxes. You have to do one and then the other. So since we're here on English, talk to data first. Get rid of all of his text boxes. Then we're going to head back out. We're going to lure one of these guys in here. And then make sure we get him in here. Okay. Now we're going to run backwards to data. And we're going to talk to data from behind because we want to see the enemy coming at us. Okay, he's coming at us. So we're going to talk to data and bring up his menu. And what's going to happen is we're going to let the enemy blow up on us with the menu active. And as soon as we see the enemy pretty much right on top of us, we're going to cancel. And the explosion is going to knock us backwards. But canceling out of data's text box is going to freeze us in midair. And we're to be invincible because our iframes never get turned off from landing on the floor. So let's see if I get it. Nope, that was too early. I think he floated like on top of my head and made it like not easy. So let's try it again. So this is why it's slow to do this, but it makes it makes the boss fight free. So let's try it now. There we go. See, I got hit and I'm stuck in the air. We call this air walking. And Mega Man's face is stuck. So the reason why you're invincible is because you're invincible while getting knocked down, right? But your iframes only clear once you land on the floor on your back and do the get up animation. Now you cancel out this glitch if you swap buster parts, swap your weapon, or if you do a roll. So do not do any of those three things. Once you have the glitch, just go in there and just lob nades at him. Just lob some nades. But for the very first thing here, I'm gonna run forward like a couple steps and throw one. And now I don't have to care what he does. Throw grenades at him. He comes down from a jump. You can throw like two of them. He can't do anything to me.
That's awesome.
He just can't do anything to me. So for Juno's first form there, you just want to stay near the wall. Because whenever he rams at you, he teleports in away from the wall in a predictable position. But for Juno's second form, you want to stay away from the wall. Because whenever he does this jump attack, he does a multi-jump if he lands near a wall. So Juno 2, you want to be away from the wall. And what you want to do for optimal damage is you want to aim up and throw grenades at his head. Like this. Okay, he's going to do a jump attack, that's fine. Just throw grenades at his head. That's optimal damage. He's going to do this. That's fine. And once you're out of energy, this is why we bought the hyper cartridge. So you go to your normal items, use the hyper cartridge, and it refills it. And we have more energy. So just keep lobbing grenades. And look, he's already almost dead. Boom, done. So that's what the fight looks like if you do the invincibility glitch. You can just not care about what he does and just nade him until he's donezo. But in case you don't want to do that, you want to go actually fast instead of making it easy, I'll show you how you actually fight him. Because he's actually a fun fight. He got a lot of RNG, which is the bad part of it, but it does mean that there's a lot of improv, a lot of skill involved. So I'll show you how you actually fight him. But if you want to do the invincibility glitch, make the fight easy, go for it. It's a lot of fun. So what you would normally do is at the start of the fight, like I showed you before, you want to run a couple steps forward, or you can just look up a little bit and then throw it. Those are your two options. The easiest one is just run forward a couple steps, but I like to just aim up a little bit and then throw it. And then he's going to be doing 4 different attacks, or I guess he has 5 technically, but 4. He's always going to open up with one of the, I call them bad attacks, where he's going to either ram at you or he's going to do a jump attack. Those are one of the bad attacks. He's going to always open with one of those. Then there's a chance he'll either do another one or one of his good attacks. And the good attacks are the ones you can actually hit him during. So he's got one where he does these spinning lasers on the ground, or he'll lift up and then do some vertical lasers towards you. And those are the times where you get your chance to land a grenade. And for the spinning lasers, the easiest thing to do is to just jump as soon as you hear the voice cue for it. And if he does the vertical lasers where he says like ready, you want to run up to him and be right underneath him, and they just go over your head. And that's when you get to just lob like 2 or 3 grenades. It's pretty nice. So I'll show you how things work. So to run forward, throw a grenade, do some buster shots. He's gonna ram, so let's get out of the way. He's gonna teleport right in front of us. He's gonna jump, so jump backwards, because there's always gonna be a shockwave coming out of his landing. Ready? All right, so get up close to him. Throw 3 grenades. All right, he jumped, get out of the way. Ready. Let's throw 2 more and let him live for a little bit, so we can show him, show what he does. So stay near the wall. All right, so this is his super attack when he has like low health. Like, you can throw grenades at him during that too. Like, as soon as he appears, you can throw one. And as soon as he, like, after the shockwave, you can throw like 1 or 2 more. So there it is again. You would throw a nade. You would throw a grenade right there. Jump. And you can throw another one. I want him to do the spinning lasers so we can show what you do about that. Ready? I want you to do the other one, bro. He's not doing it, is he? Come on, Juno.
That seems to be a theme on this show. Like, whenever people are trying to show up all the cycles, they can just never get one. There's one that just never happens.
Exactly. Come on, man. Yeah, so whenever he rams like that, just run out of the way. Bro, what is your problem? I'm gonna have to take you down and start the fight again? I'll give you one more chance. Alright, Juno, you made me angry. Ow. Okay, so Juno being mean to me, but you saw how most of his attacks work. You can just jump over the quakes from his jumps. You can strafe to the side of his rams. If he does the vertical lasers, you can still circle strafe around him, but the good optimal time to throw grenades at him is you get underneath him when he does that. If he does the spinning lasers, you have 2 options actually. The easier one where you get like minimal damage at all is to just jump over it, because you're at least keeping yourself safe. But if you want to actually use that to your advantage, you run up to him almost like you're about to kiss the guy. Like, you want to get that close. And then the spinning lasers, you have a safe zone where you can be like in front of him and they don't hit you. So you walk up to him and then you just throw a few grenades at him. But that's if you're lucky, if he does that attack, and if you know how to handle it. It's tough. So we're gonna throw another grenade. Some buster shots, I guess. Sure. All right, he's jumping, so jump out of the way. He's ramming, get out of the way. Jumping some more. We call him Jumpin' Juno for a reason. Ready. All right, you know what? I want to keep him at this much HP so I don't trigger the super attack. Ready. Come on. I can't believe the nerve of this guy right now. At least we only have this form and the second one left to explain, and then we're good. Come on, Juno. Come on. Ready? I've been ready. I'm waiting for you, bro. I'm waiting for you, man. Wow. Yes, I am ready. Hello. This. So see that? They went through me. If you are ready for it, you hear the cue, run up to him, and it will not hit you. The alternative is to jump as soon as the lasers are about to come out. Ready? Fine, I'm ready, okay? Okay, fine. Oh, you give up. You give up, bro. Alright, Juno, okay. Okay. Jump over the quake, throw a grenade. Alright, fine. So, second form, I'm going to just stutter shoot at the beginning, and then just like Juno 1, he's going to open up with one of his bad attacks, being either a ram or a jump. And then after that, he might either do another bad attack or one of his good attacks. And in this case, he'll either take one of his claws and sweep the floor with it and do some fire along the ground, or he'll charge up a fireball. Those are your opportunities to throw grenades at him, and you want to throw them at his face. That is how you get the most damage, because these grenades, they're damage over time within the explosion. So you You want to aim them at a spot that hits the most hit boxes of his, and that is at his face. So I'm going to start to shoot at the start, see what he does. All right, he jumped over me, so I'm just going to run forward. All right, so that's the sweep. Jump over it, throw another grenade. Roll if he does a ram. Jump over the sweep. All right, he's ramming, so do a roll. He's doing another ram. Okay. Let's see if he does the fireball. So when he jumps, there you go. That's an opportunity to like throw a few grenades. So if he does the fireball, you can just circle strafe, and it should miss pretty much every time. Oops. Okay, fine. So my health is glowing red. See that right there? That means the next hit will kill you. But if your health is low, like see how before I got hit, I had like 1 block of health? That still means you can tank any attack he does. Even if it's absurdly strong, it does not matter. Wait until your HP is glowing red before you use the canteen. Anyway, use the canteen when your health is glowing red. The save appears to not have one. But if you want to be extra safe about the fight, you can just circle strafe him the entire time. This is a really safe strat. It's slow, but it works. So he's going to do a shockwave along the floor, and here, just circle strafe, you'll be fine. Just don't get too close to him. I'm gonna roll. So yeah, you can still take that safe strat, that still works, but obviously you want to do grenades at his face, that is optimal. So if he does that jump attack near a wall, he's gonna jump up to 3 times, where the second jump is gonna be after you for another jump, and then the third one is gonna be in the middle. So his second form is arguably easier than his first one, so he's pretty easy fight. So if you run out of grenades, just like before, go to your normal items, use a hyper cartridge. How about this? So there was the multi-jump. And let's just take him down. All right, when he starts exploding like that, turn away. So you don't drop your frame rate. And we're gonna finish up the run right here. So, talk to roll, and on the confirmation box, that is time. Talk to roll. Time. There you go. So that's the whole run. We may have gone a little bit over estimate, but that's fine. I'd explain some things here and there. I'm sure y'all got it. And next up, I'm going to do an entire run using this whole beginner out here that I've tailor-made for this tutorial here. So there's other skips and stuff you can do throughout the run. There's a lot of harder strats. A little bit of a route change here and there to save a lot of time. But I feel like this route should work out for most newer players. So, yeah, I'll be back in a moment for a full run using this route.
Awesome. Yeah, I feel like that was pretty straightforward. Like there's obviously you threw in some things that are a little harder, but there was also like, well, you can just not do this if you can't get it done. So it seems like it's a pretty easy run to pick up with this route.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is awesome. Like you said though, we are going to take a quick break before we do the run. So just a quick reminder, everybody, your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bitch cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel do help support the Games Done Quick Hotfix. So if you like any of our weekly content, if you like these speedrun tutorials, if you like our Speedruns from the Crypt, our horror game show after this, or any of our other weekly stuff, it just really does help us put this stuff on. With all that said, we will be back in just a few minutes for a run of this. See how it looks at full speed. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. This is How to Train a Speedrunner, and we have just seen a tutorial of Mega Man Legends, and now we're going to watch the run at full speed to just see how everything kind of looks at pace instead of, you know, slowed down for us to understand. So whenever you're ready.
All right, welcome back everybody. So as you saw that I beat the game, we now have the difficulty options. So this is why it's called any % normal if you look on the leaderboard, because you have difficulty options. And you unlock hard mode if you just beat the game, period. And if you beat the game in under 3 hours, or beat hard mode, you get easy mode. But we just did the normal mode tutorial, so we're going to do a full run of that. Let me verify my options. Okay, we're good. So let's go ahead and start the run in 3, 2, 1, go.
Here we go.
Here we go. All right, skip cutscene. Jump forward after about a step. All right, diagonal run. Take your corners.
Right there.
Jump about here. Ignore that guy. And jump up to this ledge. Get all the free movement through the tutorial text boxes. Take your corners nice and sharp. Jump through this one. All right, jump up here. Kick these two generators, transformers, wherever these are. Get your buster part. All right, I'm gonna put it on during this jump. Menus. Input delays on your menus. Jump out here. Nice, ended up in front of the door this time. All right, so just like I showed, we're gonna do the stutter shoot and step back trick. And there we go. So that very last cycle that I did, I kind of didn't step back because I knew that he was going to stun there. He usually does. But if you're not entirely sure about, the safety of that, you could just step back before that last volley. But that's just what I prefer to do. It's a little bit more YOLO. So I'm going to run this way. Cutscene trigger, skip. Talk to Gramps, and skip. And for the sake of the newer runners, I'm not going to do the weaving through the trees movement. That's some high-tier movement. It's trickier than it looks. So just got to keep in mind, do your diagonal movement. Be parallel to the walls. Ba, 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 ba. Hold circle. He's a big coward. No problem. Let's head back out. We go save the junk man. All right. So let's see what our RNG is this time. Where are the snakes going to be? So be parallel to the wall. Get this hole of Zenny. Go to the right. I'm going to hope that he doesn't come in here with us. Yeah, that was pretty good. That's fine. It's a big mess, but we're okay. All right, so we're going to go get our mines. Fun fact, there is a trick you can do that involves a interesting iframe reset glitch that lets you get up the ledge where those two guys up high were, and it lets you skip saving the junk guy, and we call it mine skip because you skip getting the mines. And it's a really fast trick that actually does save time for easy mode. On normal and hard, don't do that. You really, really want the mines. So just like before, we're going to pick hippopotamus. We are hippopotamus. And the name only pops up when you do the mini games in the Uptown, and I think maybe from some of the other civilians. I'm not sure, but the name mostly does nothing. It's just a fun little thing. Talk to roll, skip. Skip all the text boxes. And skip the cutscene. And time for our mandatory stealth section. Stealth, in quotes, where you just walk up to people clearly looking at you. And here's Tron. Hi, Tron. Okay, there's a police car. All right, he's going straight. If he was going to turn, I'd have to be careful and kind of dodge him. He would turn right into me. Also, fun fact, based on some very precise math, going to the left side is 1 frame faster. It's weird. I don't understand how that is, but our bud Furry 2 would know. Let's go ahead and leave. Then we're going to skip the scene of Tron getting chased by the dog. I like to jump off of the edge here, because since our airspeed is faster than ground speed, you're going to be in the air longer and save some frames. For free. Alright, so now we're not on Japanese version, so we can't just go kick the dog. So we're going to have to talk to Tron and then talk to the dog. We have to be nice. No animal abuse.
Hey, cut it out! Don't you know you can't treat girls that way?
Can't treat girls that way, man. That's rude.
Hey, hold on. Down, boy. Down.
Down. Down, boy. Alright, now you can skip. Right there. Jump 2 times for a nice angle setup. There you go. Head on through the sewer. Go down here to the right. And then talk to Roll. And then skip. Then we're going to do the junk shop visit. So again, you can do it earlier in the run before the stealth part if you want to. I just prefer to do it here. It's all based on preference. Just give each method a try, see which one works better for you. So I'm going to go ahead and buy the canteen and the Power Razor. I'm going to put on the Power Razor. Alright. So we're going to target the blue guy. 3 volleys of Buster. We're going to stutter shoot the 3rd one. Then we're going to stand inside the blue guy as he's blowing up to get all the money. Hopefully. Add in a Buster shot. Why not? Oh, the red guy shot me all the money. That's not cool. I want the money. Give me the money. Get the key. Alright, so we're going to run behind the leg. Do not hold square. Wait till he started running first. Quick turn, throw some mines. Alright, it's getting too close. Let's back up. And there you go. So there's a different strategy you can use for that boss right there to get the stun lock easier, but it's very awkward to do, but it's more consistent. So I didn't go over it in the tutorial because it's just a really weird way to do it. All right, so City Hall. Let's get some early damage on this yellow guy right here. Oh, he decided to be mean. All right, that's fine. Shoot the pink dude. Go a bit further. Shoot the flying yellow dude. Orange, yellow, whatever color that is. Go towards this object here. Turn to the right. They're kind of not in a good spot. Whoa. All right. Now they're going to be orbiting me. So let's get some shots in. That dude is next to me. I'm kind of afraid. He might run into me. Okay. He did not run into me. He's running away from me, though. Stop. Okay. Dude, everyone's over here? Can I get this in an actual run, please? What is this? What is this?
I apologize for using your god RNG on this tutorial run.
Dude, that would be amazing RNG if I was in an actual run on Japanese. Oh, man. That was incredible. All right. Run to the left. Run away. Stay near the ledge. And here's our limit. Do not shoot. Do not shoot. Do not shoot. All right, here we go. There you go. Man, I still can't believe that. All right. All right. I'll stop complaining. Okay. So, so here on Japanese, I think I mentioned it before. You would be facing the door already, but here on English, you gotta turn backwards. Then skip once you get to that text box. Okay. Skip the cutscene, and then just follow the right wall. The grass here is also a wall, sadly. And these tanks here, some of these tanks that can move, they kind of cheat and they can go in the grass and we can't. It's kind of not cool. So go straight. Go around over here to this cave. Take that corner sharp. Talk to Data because we need some weapon energy. All right, so we're gonna start Mara Wolf. So just like before, I'm going to go back right until I hit the corner. Then I'm gonna roll left. Now I'll manipulate him to go to the left. Then we're gonna scale the cliffs and jump on his back. And those clamping noises, after he fires the second orb up there, you wanna listen for 5 clamps. And then on the 5th one, you start throwing your mines. So I'm gonna roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, that's the bad RNG. So the door wasn't open long enough for me to finish him off. So he's gonna try and swipe at you while you're on his back. So you gotta be careful of that. You gotta step out of the way. So now while we wait out the dialogue, go find another tank to blow up for some more money. What?
It's inconceivable! How could a little punk like that ever defeat me? How much does...
Poor Diesel. Climb up the steps. Then say yes. This is one of those text boxes where you can keep saying no if you want to and nothing will happen until you do say yes. Kind of silly. All right, so I did not have the bank get destroyed, so I don't have to worry about repairing it. So I'm just going to leave ASAP. With Mega Man still facing the camera. All right, hop on in the car. Get the walkie-talkie and the tutorial for it. We're going to fast travel to Carden Forest, where the flutter is. So this is kind of one reason why Japanese is faster. Besides being able to kick the dog, there's significantly less text boxes. So it's like a bit over a minute faster to play on Japanese, mostly for text box reasons. It's pretty silly. And then the control change where your cancel button is X instead of triangle makes a lot of things more convenient. Like you don't have to worry about wasting your ammo or kicking on accident when you're skipping text boxes. So Japanese is nice, it's faster, but if you don't have the option to play it, you know, you can still run on English, it's still good. So talk to her. We're not going to do the skip. We're going to do the, I want to try to make this run as beginner friendly as possible. Because the harder stuff, it's an option, but I want to make sure I go through all the easier things. Because maybe a newer runner just wants to see just how you get through the run quickly using the beginner strats. So I could have went and done the out of bounds to skip this part, but now let's make it easy. Blow up all the tanks. Get the cash. I want to attempt something. Let's see if it works. I haven't done it in a long time. So if you do it right, she hits you in the direction that makes you land on top of the car while it's moving. I haven't done it in a long time because it got phased out by the out of bounds. But let's say you do the trick correctly, you land on top of the car. What you do is once she rams through the fence, you roll towards the right and you go flying off the car and you land right in front of the door. It's really cool, but it's just kind of chance whether or not you land on top of the car. So let's go ahead and go in here. Jump on through the first text box. Jump up the ramp. Interact with the console. And go to the door. Alright, so I'm not going to do that first nest like we did before. That one was practice. But this time we're going to go straight to this one. 1, 2. I prefer to run through it like that. It's faster, and I'm just not used to the roll, the shoot and then roll timing. But the roll timing is the roll strat is safer. But I'm just so used to running through it. That's just what I do. So let's go over here. You can cut that corner with a jump, but let's just make things safe. Oh no, I was trapped underground for 3 days. How horrible. And Roll finds that funny. Can't believe this. So we're just waiting for the chest to go all the way to the compactor. So we're just gonna take these guys out for some money. They're giving me a lot of HP. That'd be nice for the Death Warp trick, but that trick is insane and needs a lot of RNG. Need health drops for it to work. And they're giving me a lot. I didn't get a whole lot of money, but
It looks like some kind
oh well.
of compactor or something.
So here it comes. Stand right here.
Did you find anything? I'm picking up a faint signal. That must be
And for the revisit through the ice panel room,
Keep looking. There's probably a few more lying
just gotta be
around
careful of what
somewhere.
panels are there and not there. Then go diagonal upright.
Doesn't look like there are any big Reaver bots here. Still, you better.
She does make a good point. This is one of those dungeons without any hard bosses. No bosses at all. Press the 3 buttons. Get the key.
Did you find another starter?
Alright, so this time I'm going to jump left like I intended to the first time. So after about a step, you jump left while turning.
That's
Grab the
it.
key.
Now you should be able to access the console.
Alright. So yeah, this dungeon is pretty simple. The only scary things really are just the big gap jumps. Ignore that. Alright, so get the refractor. So just like I said before, you can go up there and make this the springs and then jump up there. Let's do this tough jump. It's not that hard. Just a little input timing, that's all. It's fairly easy. It's easy until it's not, because sometimes you just lose the feel for it and then your timing is all messed up. But if you try it a few times, you should be able to get it. So get this chest. We got the rollerboard. Go up the ramp. I hope when those guys do not hit me. Leave me alone, please. Ah! And hop on down here. Alright, and we're going to call roll. So the refractor we picked up, it's not good enough to fix the flutter, but we can fix something else. And as you saw in that tutorial, it's going to be used to fix the boat. Alright, talk to roll. And we're going to develop. Hit the jump springs. Support car, downtown. And time for our second and last shopping trip. I'm gonna get the hyper cartridge, laser, power razor omega, range booster omega, and sniper unit. But I have 19,260. Oh, I got plenty. I almost had enough money to where I could have skipped one of those 2 nests that I blew up. Pretty good. And then we're going to run straight across town, all the way to the west door. All right, so for the Buster menu, top for top left, bottom for bottom right. I think, right? Yes. L1 to our special items, springs, walkie-talkie. And then leave, and we got teleported across town. Then go to the door immediately to our right. Talk to it 2 times. I remember when I was doing my first casual playthrough as a kid, I didn't understand what I had to do. Because you talk to the door once and you get a text box saying, oh, the boats don't work. Well, okay, what else do I do then? Well, it turns out you just interact with the door a second time, and then you actually get to progress the game. It's pretty silly. So we fixed the boat, we're on the boat now, and we got this long auto-scroller. It's about 5-ish minutes, give or take. Just gotta defend the boat, take down all the other boats. They go down in 7 shots. Gotta be on the lookout for the red ones that they fire torpedoes. The yellow ones shoot missiles at scripted moments, so you always know when those are coming. But the torpedoes, those are RNG. And no damage so far. Very good. There have been some runners that have gotten up and gone to the bathroom during this part and have survived. So if you're really feeling it, you can go take your bathroom break right now. But it also depends on when you do it, because some waves are more dangerous than others. So sometimes you might get in a little bit over your head and you're like, well, man, I'm about to die. Oops. So you can do it, but you kind of have to know what you're doing. All right, still no damage. Good, good, good. I think I do not have 4 mines for the 1 cycle on the boss that I explained earlier. That's fine. If I have only 3, hopefully I still have the muscle memory to do it without the setup, but we'll see. I mean, a beginner player probably wouldn't get the quick kill on the boss anyway, but the setup just helps you, give you a fighting chance at doing it as long as you figure out where to place your shots. So it's like, you may as well do the setup anyway. If you don't get it, fair enough. Just gotta practice. I remember the dark days without the setup. My first GDQ run of this game back in 2017, GDQ 2017, that was before the days of the setup, and man, I was pretty nervous going into that fight. And when I got the quick kill during that run, man, I was hyped. Give me that missile. I want damageless. Still damageless. I think that might be 3 mines, but we'll see.
Mega Man ahead!
Mega Man ahead. Well, I wish I could shoot them, Roll. I don't have enough range. That was a 5-shot. So yeah, when you do this part enough times, you'll kind of memorize the waves. Just really got to prioritize the red guys.
That's it, Mega Man. Keep it up.
Keep it up. All right, no problem, Roll. I'm sitting here doing nothing. Keep it up.
Mega Man behind us!
Oh, I should have... Wait, no, that missile does not hit. I was thinking of a different missile. We're still damageless. And one enemy left. If I'm unlucky, I can get hit by him, but we'll see. Alright. Got through the whole auto stroller with no damage. So if you get a little bit lucky and know where all the waves spawn, you can get through it easy peasy, no damage. No. You can definitely do some buster beats.
Wait! I can see it on the sonar! Heads up, Mega Man!
The best time,
Something
too.
big's coming this way!
Something big's coming this way. So some of these missiles just won't even hit you at all. This wave will. I think like the next 2 or 3 waves will, and then there's like 1 or 2 more that won't.
You can't fight them head to head like this!
We'll be fine, Roll. Don't worry about it.
Strategy.
I think this wave of missiles goes around you, doesn't hit. Yeah, it's fine. Alright, so let's see. Do I have 4 mines?
Okay, Mega Man.
I only have 3. Alright, so we're not doing the setup because I didn't have enough mines. There's something you gotta be careful of. Don't use your mines too liberally if you want to do the setup for the quick kill on this boss. But if you're not at all concerned about doing the quick kill on the boss, then just don't worry about it. It's just something you can at least attempt. You have a fighting chance at it. But if you don't even want to attempt it, then don't worry about your mine count. It's fine. But at my level, it's something that I have to get in my runs, or else that's like 20 plus seconds down the drain. So that means in this situation, I would just go with my old muscle memory from several years ago.
You're gonna end up with a big hole in your backside.
Big hole in your backside.
Can't shake them. Mega Man! Mega Man, are you alright?
Let's see if I can still do it.
You didn't fall off or anything, did you? Okay.
This looks like a good frame. Kind of.
What do they think they're doing running around like that?
So shots like these take a lot of practice. You gotta map them all out.
Aim for their arms and weapons.
It's nothing more than a big frog if it can't shoot.
These look very precise.
Why aren't they running? Do they think they can beat us?
Oh, I got it. So this is what the quick kill looks like on this boss. See the core just now spawned?
We still have one weapon, don't we?
This is the quick kill right here. Because otherwise you'd be waiting an entire cycle around the boss before the core would spawn. So this is what it looks like if you do it. But it's really tough. Like you saw how wildly I was moving my buster side to side. All those shots were planned. So doing that takes a ton of practice. But you can do it if you just put in the time. It's like an optional time save you can get if you put in the practice. All right, so
Not something
I'm not
you
going to
need
do
the
the
first
boss quick kill. Sorry?
And it's not something you need on the first run either. So like it's something you can work your way up to.
Yeah, you can work your way up to that,
Support equipment for the boat.
for sure.
I should be able to access these
It's not something you have to do, but the setup I was explaining in the tutorial gives you at least a chance at doing it, as long as you just know to prioritize your buster kind of low, and then just kind of feel it out. Maybe you might get lucky and get it, but the setup at least makes things consistent. So earlier, I picked up that chest for the other skate part, and here I got a starter key.
From these readings, it looks
Do your
like a
jumps.
starter key. That means
It does save time.
there's a big refractor in here somewhere. Good
And go through
luck.
this path. Then there's going to be a key to the right.
Mega Man, what can you see up there? I'm not picking up anything on my monitor.
We're going to go back over here, up these steps. So we'll go ahead and do this easier jump to this platform, then over here. You can cut the corner with a big jump, like all the way across, you know, without dealing with that little platform, but slightly risky if you jump too early. Let's go up here to this chest. and down this long hallway. So for the boss fight, I'm not going to do the skip. I at least showed you how to do it in the tutorial, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you the reliable strat from start to finish. Because the jump around the room and shoot strat does work, but you know, it's kind of gambling on whether or not the shots will hit while he's moving. So I'll show you what the good strat looks like when you shoot from the ground. So let's swap the sniper unit for the Power Razor. And then here's what the better strat looks like. So we're going to shoot above his shoulder, move around the room a little bit at a time, just like a baby step, like 1 or 2 steps.
Keep it up, Mega Man.
Wait out his iframes before you shoot some more. Whoops. And then 2 more hits. So that's what that strat looks like if you put in some practice. It's not that bad, just don't be too greedy with your movement so you give yourself more time to aim. Because you have to wait for Roll's text box to appear by the time you get to the door anyway, so there's not much reason to get too greedy with your movement. Just do little baby steps. You want to prioritize your aiming first. And then we're just going to hop on out of here. Oh yeah, chat brings up a good point. If you do fight the boss, you do get this dialogue from Roll about the apricot pie. If you skip the boss, for some reason you do not get this dialogue box here about the apricot pie.
I made some apricot
It's a weird thing coming from skipping the boss.
Can you get that?
Alright, heading on out of here. And it's time to go fix the flutter. Go on the door to the right. Squeeze in a jump, why not? Go to the right to the support car. Talk to Roll, and we fix the flutter. And we're going to leave Roll's room, and we're going to go to the right for 2 steps. And that should line us up with Gramps' room. Get this chest over here for the grand grenades. Then when I see the pipe, I'm going to hold L1. And there you go. Nice and clean. Saying no. I'm going to say no again. And head back into Roll's room. Then the R&D room. Time to make some goodies. So let's see, grand grenades, jet skates, and adapter plug. We're going to go to special weapons, change weapon, go up 1, on the grand grenade, then back on out, hold circle to talk to Roll, and then go to subgate. Then we're going to leave the flutter and start closer ruins. Swag. If a load zone is close to another load zone, you can interact with the load transition and still have some time to do some silly movement. All right, so let's jump. Pull back on the jump.
Mega Man, are you okay?
I'm okay, Roll. Don't worry about it. Okay, square and triangle. It's a nifty little trick so I don't waste hand grenades. Door trick. You only get one chance to do that. Alright, so you go straight across. So during the jump, put on my skates. Oh yeah, I still have my grind grenades on. Okay, yeah, so I only had to do the skates. Hold forward in L1, back off on the fall, and there you go. Right when you see yourself falling, pull back, and then go forward again. Jump up here. Get this chest.
Did you find something?
Turn left, and we're gonna skate to this first left door.
Good going.
Turn to the right, go down this hallway. Stick to the wall so you avoid that guy. And I'm gonna go to the left first. Get this chest. And then turn on the generator. You can do the generator first and then the chest, but I feel like this is more comfy. More comfy movement. And head back on out of here. Then this next room, just run around this guy because he's going to immediately shoot at you. I was too greedy on my movement. We're good. So aim straight up, throw the grenade, and go over here to the right. And you see this debris on the ground? That's when you jump. Jump up and left. And interact with the elevator. And since the tutorial did the stand on the line strat, I think this time I'll show the other one where you go against the door, just so we have a visual of both of them. It's like slightly slower, but it's not a big deal. So I'm going to go against the door, to the right a little bit, aim straight up, down, up, throw 2 grenades, turn around, throw another one, a buster shot, just to be sure, and there you go. So that's what the second strat looks like. But I prefer the one where you stand on the line in the middle. I think that one, not only is it faster, but I think it might be slightly easier. That's just what both strats look like. Let's get this key over here to the right. Skate on down. Then we head on out of here. Same path as before. Then go to the left. Jump up here. And jump over here. Ignore the useless special weapon chest. And then take the first door to the left. Okay, that guy was not facing us this time. Sometimes he'll face you as you're going through the door, and he might be a little bit of a risk if you mess up. Then interact with the panel. And then we open the main gate. Yes, those are Mega Man's motorized Heelys. All right, let's head on out of here. Jump on the elevator to the right. Do a little short hop. And we're out of here. That is Close the Ruins. And now we do the air battle. So just like I mentioned before, when you start the fight with the 5 small ships, you want to run forward while holding square to set up your buster timing. You want to shoot 6 shots and then throw 5 grenades. And for the 4 following grenades, you want to just wait until you hear the explosion noise, because you don't want to throw them too early. All right, square and forward. When you get to the end, 1, 2, 3, hold triangle. All right, now wait. Wait for the explosions. And then one more. All right, Buster on these parts. Don't worry, in the tutorial I showed which ones those were exactly. Because in the menu, in a speedrun setting, I gotta fight through them real fast.
Okay,
So 1,
now it's our turn.
2,
Take after we go,
3,
one by one.
4, 5, 6, 1,
Diesel, there's a fire involved too.
2,
I'm feeling it.
3, 4,
Gunners, what do you
5,
think you're doing?
and we start to shoot the other wing.
Them out of the sky.
Aim for the underside and the engines on their wings. The armor should be thinner there.
All right, once we see all the parts destroyed, swap Buster parts, like this. You want max attack,
It's still flying.
and we throw a grenade now.
Someplace we
Another one here.
Where
There you go.
Mission
So that fight can be tough, but if you put enough practice into it, it'll click and you'll always get it. So quick turn left, lead really hard, lead really far. Okay, missiles incoming. Yep, missiles. Ah. When you hear the plane sound, throw the grenade. If she went overhead, then you would just like aim straight up. Oh, here they come. Yeah, so that fight's RNG. Just gotta react to what she does. Gotta learn the patterns. Flies overhead. Gotta look up where she is as she shoots bullets. If she flies away, then you gotta look up and wait for the plane sound, then you throw your grenade. Okay, and now we're gonna call a roll. And we're gonna heal at data, because I need weapon energy for Bruno. Support car up 2 times the main gate. You normally have to be in the area for it to unlock a fast travel point, but it gives us main gate for free, so that's nice. And the main gate's over here to the left. And then we're gonna go down this long spiral. You want to hold brake down left on the turns for about a third to about half a second. So you want those turns to be nice and sharp. And you go back to up left in between. Skip this door and go to this door.
Down a long way too.
And go to the right. Interact with this thing. Up with subsidies. Then go to the right. Go to this first door on the left. And then we're gonna go up here and say hello to our big boy Bruno. It's a very threatening boss at first. Like on hard mode, his HP bar goes across the screen. But still, if you just stay behind him, he's pretty easy. So we're gonna start out shooting 1 Buster Volley. And we're gonna just jump around to the right until we get behind this black box. Wait for the orb. Jump. Wait for the missiles. Shoot some more. Now let's throw 4 grenades. Aim a little bit higher for each one. Get behind his feet and throw 4 more. Shoot a little more and have him break this fence. And now we just started shooting until he's done. So that's what the fight looks like if you do it correctly. You just gotta land your buster shots and then do 2 sets of 4 grenades and then stay behind him, and he's pretty easy. All right, now it's side quest time. I didn't have to repair the bank, thankfully, so I didn't have to lose a minute. So support car, Garden Forest, the top option, and go back into the flutter and talk to the TV. I wonder what's on the news. Jump out the boxes. Go on in. What's on the TV? This just in. Some real bad stuff is happening. Uh-oh. So the game will not let you go anywhere else except to the destination. It will not let you go into any other caves, ruins, other shops, nowhere else. Once you activate that side quest, you have to go there. So like I said before, once you come out of here, you want to hold right, and about after a step or two, you want to press up to get away from the wall. Then line up with the car, quick turn left, and then you want to skate into it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can see I was braking periodically so I don't go too fast, too far ahead of it. So grab the suitcase from the edge. The police car was in the way. So go this west door, take the money. They don't need it, we need it. Then we're going to skate to this next sub-city. We're going to fight the mini-boss. His first name is Hugh. I think you heard me say his last name before, so I think you get that by now. So this green guy, this is good. So start to shoot him, knock him over. Shoot the weak point. Now turn back around and finish him off. And now we try to land 4 slow shots. Okay, I shot too early and I got a 3 shot. That's unfortunate. That was just me being too early. That's what it's supposed to look like. 4 shots. But since I messed up a little bit, it's going to be 1 shot here. So that cycle would have been skipped if I didn't mess up that previous cycle. But now we just do 3 shots the whole way. Because this dude's health bar is very weird on this version for some reason. And yep, I am evil Mega Man. I stole a lot of money. You want to know the real story behind that side quest? The Serbots were actually taking out a legitimate loan because they were going to start a burger joint. And the police are like, wait a minute, they're walking out of here with a lot of money. They probably stole it. And then it became a crime for no reason. And then we stole their loaned money. So technically we stole legitimate money. We're the real criminals here.
That's terrible.
Right? They were just taking out a loan, man. So, because I messed up, the fight is like 1 cycle longer, but that's fine. Huh?
Got it.
Got it. All right. So now we're going to call roll, and we're going to upgrade our grand grenades, and we're going to travel to downtown. Attack once, energy once, and range twice. Back out, support car, downtown. But yeah, that is the actual lore of that side quest, because if you return the money to the inspector, you later see the burger joint they were planning on opening in a vacant spot in downtown. But since we stole it, it never appears. So we go left to the sub-city here. We're going to attack the enemies on the left first. After we deal with these 2 guys, we're going to see where the gray guy to the right goes. 2 grenades each. Okay, here he is. But the random spread fire, don't get hit. Okay, here this guy comes. He has a long sight range. Sometimes you might want to back up after he jumps. 2 grenades each. Hey, come back here. Alright, that was fairly clean. Not bad.
That's 2.
Go to the door, Mega Man. So those pink guys with claws, their movement is RNG. You might have to go hunt for them sometimes if you're unlucky. And the first gray hippo, you may have to go find him. He might be walking around behind the buildings, but otherwise, all the pink guys and the last gray one are pretty static. So call roll, talk to data. We need some more weapon energy. Support car up 3 times to Old City. And since he blew up the fence for us, we're going to go up right and then up left. Around the fence. Nice. Turn. And we're in. So now we're going to go to the left. There's a guy over here. 2 grenades. Steer towards the right so you don't wake up the walker. Oh, he's right here. Hello. I don't want his explosions to hit me. I'm gonna walk past him. All right, where's the other one? Right here. Okay. We turn around. Let's grenade this guy. And I'm just barely ahead of that circle, so that should still work. Boom. 2 on this guy. Over here. Stop right around this white marker. Grenade this guy. I'm gonna be a little bit ahead of this circle on the floor. That should work.
Huh?
Boom. That one's a lot of fun. It looks really cool when you do it nice and clean.
There.
There. Yeah, doing that place at full speed, man, it's nice. So going over here to the right. It's the path we took to get to Bruno. We're going back down it backwards. And we're going to get all the way to Juno. Now here's a question. For fighting Juno, should I do the invincibility trick or should I fight him legit? What should I do? The invincibility trick, it's a long setup, and it's not that hard. And fighting him legit can be hard, but it's also kind of a necessary skill, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think fighting Juno might be the better way. Question?
Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and fight him legit and see what pattern he gives me. The faster one is to fight him legit. Because if you do the invincibility glitch, it's a longer setup, so it's technically slower in the long run. But it makes him so easy. You don't have to care about what he does. So, we'll fight him legit. Let's deal with his patterns. Okay, go left, first right. Take these turns wide. Go to the left. Take the first right. Go straight. Go around the corner. So on an actual fast run, I would skip data right here, but for safety's sake, let's go ahead and heal at him because might as well have more grenades. With how many grenades I used, I have enough where I could just skip talking to data altogether. But that's if you're going YOLO. So let's aim up a little bit, throw a grenade, add some shots, jump away from his jump. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Add some buster shots. Okay, he jumped, so jump away. Okay, he's ramming. That's not good. We don't want that. That's not good. We don't want that. Do something else. Do something else. Do one of your good attacks. Stop. Stop. Okay, so that's the hard way to deal with it. But you see, I have a fair amount of space, so he can make that work. Okay, he jumped. Aim at his head. It went through him. That's a cool thing that this game might do sometimes. I hate that. And when he does the fireball, if you're ready for it, you can land up to 4 grenades, but it's a little bit YOLO. I got punished. All right, use my canteen. Sometimes he can punish your greed. Like you want to throw more than 1 grenade at him, but then he does the ram attack when you're not ready. Okay, jump over the quake. I have enough time for 1 more. Oh, and I missed. All right, that's fine. So this is why I healed the data. I was a little bit bad with my grenades. How dare you, Juno? All right, and there he is. So you just got to look for your opportunities, practice. Don't be too greedy, because as you see, he can punish your greed. So practice Juno, get him down, and he's not that hard. All right, time's coming up, and time. That is the run.
Thank you so much.
And I believe we came in underestimate.
Take care of yourselves.
Bye.
Should be like
Nice.
timer's gonna catch up in a second. Should be like a 54:40.
Something 54, high 54 range.
Yeah. Thank you so much for showing off the game, the tutorial. It's very informative, and this very much feels like a run that you could do a few times, and then you'd be able to get some runs completed right out the gate.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, there's a lot of optional stuff you can do that's tough, but at the same time, you can just do like almost anything and still get through it as long as you know how to play the game, how to. If you know the game well enough, you can do almost any strat you want. But I presented some of the harder strats you can do if you want to put in some practice.
Well, it can't be helped. It's not like we meant to come
Yeah,
here in
and
the first place, right?
you know,
everything worked
I
out
feel
in
like
the
it
end,
was
right?
very straightforward.
Yeah.
I feel like I could, you know, take this and
Something
then
happened while you were
probably
around?
like have runs of the game out in a week or
Yeah.
something like that.
Well,
So
not really.
really
Don't worry
appreciate
about
that. Do you have
I don't
anything?
know,
We are a
but-
little over on time. Do you have anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
Mainly just, you know, shout out to the Legends community. They're we're not a big community, but we're a very dedicated bunch. Very
Mega Man.
very interesting people. I love all of them. As soon as any new tech comes out, they just discovered we're all over it like flies. We're just doing all the investigating and testing. I love those people. So if you want to join the Legends Discord for speedrunning this series, Legends 1, 2, and Tronbon, you can find the links on speedrun.com. If you go to any of the games boards or any of the games forums, you'll find it there. I'm not sure if it's on megamanleaderboards.net or not. Might be, might not be. I'm not sure. But that's where you can find it. So if you want to join in, want to learn the game, there'll be myself and lots of other people there who will be willing to answer your questions ASAP. So yeah, we're always welcoming to new people who want to run the game. We're always welcome to help you. And I think that's about it.
Awesome. I did just post the Discord link in chat, and it looks like Richard's got the speedrun.com page. So it'll be in
Nice.
chat. If you're watching the YouTube VOD, it'll be in the description. I want to say thank you so much for being on. It was awesome to have you on to teach the game. Super informative. Really appreciate you coming on and sharing your passion. And hopefully this helps some new people learn the game.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I agree. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
With that said, we do have another show coming up, so we're going to take a quick break and then stay tuned for Speedruns from the Crypt. We'll see you in just a few minutes.